So if you all want to go ahead and mute yourself just so the recording stays solid on the meditation, that's great. Thank you. And this is the Tesseract crop circle drawing class. And 1 second. Okay, so welcome everyone to this magical and mystical drawing of the Tesseract. It's a crop circle that told me it wanted to be drawn despite the complexity of it. So I am abiding by the formations. Is my video okay? Am I glitchy? Looks okay. All right, great. So let's do our favorite thing and drop in together, connecting in the field and to each other and to ourselves. Taking some nice deep belly breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Using the in-breath to activate your system and expand and open, and the out-breath to relax and release at the same time. Connecting with your body, sinking into the surface, supporting you with every breath. Become more aware of the present moment, connecting with your breath and your presence, and your consciousness, tuning into the environment around you, really arriving. Connecting through your breath to your emotional body, your physical body, your mental body, your spirit, your energy system, bringing it all online with every breath, connecting, activating, breathing into the all of you that is. Breathing into your multidimensional nature that is connected to the dimensions of guardianship, guidance, intelligence, and benevolent presence here with us now, and always feeling that support. Feeling that loving presence that is always with us and has guided us here today. Remembering that we are in the perfect place at the perfect time to receive the perfect amount of information and activation. Breathing into a receptive state, feeling allowance, feeling gratitude for the growth and expansion that is available to us. And breathing into your heart, feeling a sense of gratitude for this human existence, for the ability to expand into our multidimensional higher selves. And gratitude for being together. Gratitude for the circle makers and the information that is available to us, if we so choose to receive. Taking a few more deep breaths, and as you're ready, coming back together to our visual field. I can't even believe I wanted to take on this crop circle. And it's even more remarkable that you all were so on board. I am humbled at the complexity. I am excited that we will accomplish this because we are all seasoned geometrists, and all of the excitement of our galactic friends are here and to support us, and you know, a little bit of excitement for what we're taking on here today. And I don't want to build it up. It's really fun. I have layers and layers yet to receive of this crop circle. I've been so in the like technical detail of how to draw it, and you know, we'll meditate with it a little bit today. And you know, it's the Tesseract. It's all about higher dimensional frequencies and shifting our perspective. So we'll have very lofty ambitions of going into some of the Tesseract teachings. Have all of you done the Tesseract class that's in the intro? I think Maureen might not have done it, but Judith, you would have done it too. It's just a long time ago. You were in the series, yeah. So Maureen she'll just be on board already, because she's she's already in the fourth dimensional reality all the time. So no surprises here. So I'd like to do intros and just say hello. It is so good to see all of you. And then we will get into a little bit of information about the crop circle. We will we'll set an intention and do a little meditation. And then we're going to get into it, because there's a lot to do. And if I'm honest, I don't think we're going to finish today. So, I mean, you all know from the past, I'm always overly ambitious with these things. It will probably be laughable where we end up at the end, and how much more we have to do. So we will figure out how it is that we want to proceed, because once we're halfway in and you all have the PDFs, there's not going to be any stopping you. You're going to want to finish. So I'm not sure we'll need another full class. We'll just see where we get, because the Tesseract is going to take us however far we want to go. And who knows, the intention could be flexibility. So we'll see what unfolds today, individually and collectively. And I just can't thank you enough for being here. I'm so tickled. I've been in an existential abyss for quite a while, and I had a little reprieve like last week. I had a little lightheartedness, but it's been dense, and I'm sure that I'm not alone in that on some level. But I do at times reflect on my passion of drawing crop circles and sharing it with people. And part of me, a lot of the time, especially the last couple of days, is just like, why don't you just get a normal job? Like, I am not capable of that, and I don't know how to do any of that. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on with what I know how to do. And it just feels brilliant that you all appreciate and get excited about it too. Then I'm not feeling like such a extraordinary human, you know? So, okay, let's do check-ins. We'll go around, we'll say hello, and maybe just a snippet about why the crop circle today. You know, what drew you to it? What's your enthusiasm about it? And anybody can start us off. I am recording. That's great. All right. Gonna make it. All right, Maureen's jumping in. Hi, friend.
Hello, friend, and hello, beautiful fellow multidimensional travelers. And you might be in an existential crisis at times, but I'm so glad you're doing this. It's so expanding for me. Somebody's got to be out alone at the front of the cutting edge sort of thing. And I'm here today because the crop circles have just grabbed me. The sacred geometry's just grabbed me. I did Metatron's cube again the other day just because or I have to. And the Tesseract, the first time you saw it as a potential in the last class, it's like, yes, let's go in there. It's so full of mystery. It's so full of, and I don't even know what the Tesseract is. I really know nothing about it except the words going and shining bright light. So it's time to learn. And so I'm here, and I love you all.
Oh, so glad you're here, Maureen. Down under, it's tomorrow for you. Every time I write, the class is on Saturday, I think of you and I'm like, Sunday. I gotta get it right.
It's a beautiful Sunday morning. What a way to do your traditional beautiful Sunday morning thing.
Yeah.
Tesseract drawing. That sounds just perfect.
That's what we're doing. Sunday
Yeah,
morning, starting the day, little time travel. All right. Thanks for being here.
pleasure.
Yeah, Judith.
All right, let me unmute. No, well, Nadia, it's so much fun to be back with you. I have not done any drawings since the class was over, which was last spring, I think, but despite my best intentions. The Tesseract just enthralled me when we did it. So even more than the crop circle, that's what really pulled me in. And the fact that because I work with multidimensionality, and the fact that this was not only a fourth dimensional configuration, but it seemed to me you talked about it as fourth dimensional time, getting out of linear time and into higher dimensional time. And as you know, I'm about to write my next chapter, and it's on time. Literally, I'm starting that tomorrow. I just finished the other chapter. So this couldn't have come at a more perfect time. But then again, we might only be halfway through. So who knows? We'll just have to do another one. Let us finish up.
Yeah.
Good to see you all. And Marla, I remember you. Hi.
No, glad you're here, Judith. We'll see what happens with the time activations here. It is perfect timing. And the class, the last one of the classes from the series, because you were in the series, it would be about the Tesseract. And there's a ton of information about how we're bending time and the cube moves in and out of space. So that's a good thing to revisit for the chapter. And I was hoping to do a whole thing, but we're just going to go right in.
I think I actually printed that off, Nadia. I'm so glad you said that, because I had forgotten about that.
Yeah.
So, it was 20 years ago.
I know, right? Because time is accelerating in the dimensional shift, right? It's part of the fun, part of the indicators that our consciousness is shifting. Oh, I want to remember to say that. I just want to sit and chat with you all because it's so good to see you. So I'll try to stay on target. Let me make a little note of something that I heard from Bashar that was really cool about time. Okay, Judith, was that it? Are you set?
Well, I'm it's nighttime on the East Coast. So that's why it's dark in my room.
Great. And it's going to be getting dark here. We'll go through the sunset hour. So lovely to have you here. All right. And Amy and Marla, you go for it. You're off mute. Hi there.
Oh, I am. Okay. So I so remember you as well, Judith. It's so good to see you. Am I off mute?
We are hearing you.
Okay. I'm here because I just love drawing, all of it. But this was one that it was one when our last crop circle class, I wanted to do it. And we didn't do it. And I went, okay, well, she'll do it sometime. And you finished it. And I went, I'm in. I don't care. Saturday night, put me down.
Awesome.
And I'm sorry there's not more of us here, but it is what it is. It's perfect. And I'm excited to draw the Tesseract. I don't know what it'll bring. Doesn't matter.
Nope, we'll just get as far as we can get. And there's a couple people that did sign up for the recording, and then Lori might join us. I'm not sure, so we'll see what she can do.
But Judith, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you on any of the crop circle classes, so we took our first class together. It was great.
It's always there's just familiar faces no matter what, because we're just in a circle of community, all of us that come together for the geometry, for the crop circles. And it's extraordinary. We are a special group of people. So all right, Marla, I'm so glad you're here. And then Amy.
Does everyone see there's this circle over my head? Does anyone see that other than me?
No, we can see. Yeah, it's your video. Yeah.
What is it? I don't know.
It's your spirit guide.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, and you're on the East Coast, so is it like a reflection of a light? We'll just call it your special friends.
Absolutely. Okay.
Some sort of etheric guidance and presence. All right, great. Okay, so Amy, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm happy to be here. And Maureen, Marla, I recognize you. How fun. I feel like time didn't pass at all. We were just here yesterday, right? And it's nice to see you for the first time, Judith, and your room is beautiful. I'm just looking at your room, I just get this nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. It's beautiful, nice space. Yes. And I've drawn the Tesseract, and I'm just really been intrigued by drawing the crop circles, and the more challenging, the better. So, and of course I get to be in your presence, Nadi. So it's really happy, and it's good to be here, and I'm happy. So, yeah.
Awesome. It's lovely to be in your presence as well. I'm always so excited. And don't do this one in pen. Just
I won't. I won't. Not the first time anyway, right?
All right, great. Well, actually, there is a lot of erasing, and one thing that I want, two things actually that I was hoping we could grab, if it's not too involved. Two things that are very useful. One is necessary. The other one is just enjoyable. Oh, you're fine. One is that there is so much erasing and smudging on this one that we want to have a rag to wipe off. You know how the pencil, oh great, no, your hands. That's great for the little eraser boogers, but you want like a damp cloth, because we're going to get so leady because there is just so much lead and drawing and erasing. So I want to have that. And then also, and I'm going to put this in the email next time because it might not be handy for everybody, but maybe we'll take a moment. If you have a candle anywhere, I really love to light a candle as I'm going into drawing formations. And it's really not necessary, but I realized that I like to do it. And so I needed to invite everybody who wants to do it. No pressure. It's simply a personal preference, and we'll be setting the intention, and that's when I like to light the candle. And I think that's just to create sacred space. I'm not sure, that has a lot of meanings and a lot of reasons for it, but it's an organic thing for me. So
can we take a minute and just go do that right now?
Yes, go grab a candle. Yes, we'll pause. I'll just chit chat for a minute. And I got this last night, and I've always done this with crop circles, and so I was like, I need to just incorporate that. And I'm actually going to fill my water. I'll pause the recording. I'm going to remember to start it up again. All right. Okay, so it looks like we've all got our candles. We're not quite going to light them yet. We're not into drawing. The thing about Bashar, I want to remember, he was talking about time. I think it was just, I feel like it was another thing, but I know that what he said is that this experience that we all have where time is just speeding up, and we either can't even keep track of yesterday, or, a month feels like years ago, and all of this, that is one of the indicators of the dimensional shift, right? That we are going from the third to the fifth, and that because we're going the fourth dimension of time, it's just getting warbly and wonky. And I think I'm saying things that we already know, but I was watching a thing with Bashar the other day. It was a fascinating one. I have it open on my tab, and I can send it to you. He was talking about AI and all of this. Like, it just was really helpful to see his take on it, and it made sense. It was like,
would you send that to all of us, please?
I will. I put the note here, and that'll be a nice segue. I'm also going to send you, oh my goodness, I'm going to just remember what his name is. There's a gentleman, and I could close out my thing. He does a podcast, and it's called, okay, there's the one with Daryl. It's called Reality Revolution with Brian Scott. And it's super cool. I will send you the link. But he basically, I'm going to sum it up, and says it does really cool shit because we have to go. We have so much to talk about, but I will send that to you. And the point being that I was drawing the formation, and I thought, oh, I'll put on some Bashar, or I'll put on, Reality Revolution, because I believe that as we're drawing them, if you've got positive programming going on, it's going to anchor it all the more. So when you do, sit down for this Tesseract again, or any kind of geometry, I really recommend putting some kind of high vibe, even if it's frequency, but just, I think that because our left brain is preoccupied, it opens us up. We're a little bit more receptive. So I will send you those two links. We got kitties in the house. So yeah, Bashar was cool. It was about time. It was about AI, really fun stuff. So I want to say a little bit, just a very little bit on the 3D about this Tesseract, and then in general, Tesseracts and why they're fascinating. But we really are, this is one of the times where I really want to get into the drawing, and probably because I know how much there is to draw, but we'll just say a little bit and have some breathing before we go into it. But otherwise, we're not going to wax poetic, because it's like, and that reflects the energy of this for me. There's so much in the formation, but it is so linear, right? We've got a seed at the beginning, but this is all lines, right? And the lines satisfy me. So I think that's part of why I was drawn to this one. Like, I love the circles, I love the compass, they're their own energy. But for me, it's like, oh, I am putting a line from point A to point B. I know what's happening. I can complete that, and it's like, when the rest of my life and the rest of the world is just like flying chaotically and open-ended, I can have these lines and they're going to make a shape, and that is satisfying. And sometimes, we'll be off, we'll connect A to B and A to C, and, we have to erase, right? There's so many metaphors always. Although we don't really erase in life. I'm not sure what the metaphor is there, but we're going to draw some lines. So it has that masculinity to it, right? That sort of linear rational equation piece. And so that's the energy of this formation, right? This is not the wormholes or the crescents where it's all circles. There's a very different frequency. So if you've done some of the circles before, maybe comparing, contrasting, or just after class, just noticing the space that you're in. I feel contained after working with this crop circle for the last 24/7. It's like solid. And I'll, we'll do some reflecting at the end, but I've been in full immersion with this thing. I've just been working with it over this week. So this formation, 2010, such a big year for me. And, this is the Temporary Temples yearbook. So this is 2010. I love these things. If you want to order them, the only thing is the shipping is from England. So 2010 was a huge year for crop circles. It was, I think 1995 to about 2012, but really the heyday was, the late 90s, early aughts, so 2010, this formation was in a field called Fosbury Camp in Wiltshire County. And this was one of the most seminal dimensional geometries, right? There were a handful of cubes that really suggested, here you go, three-dimensional reality in the fields. And I think that this part of why the cubes and the 3Ds are so inviting is because that design is really hard to replicate, from a sort of man-made perspective.
Would you mind putting it up just one more time?
Yes, of course. Put it up as much, and we're going to look at a picture of it. So this is just for now, out of the field. But I love having the perspective of the entire field. Like it's that when I was there, it's just to come onto one on a field. There's nothing like that, of this like anomalous fourth dimensional shape just plunked down in a field in Wiltshire County. It's really spectacular. So I will apologize from the start, although not apologize because it feels efficient, if I'm rushy, if I'm a little bit fast paced, because I do want to try to get to as much as we're going to get to, and it'll be perfect. But just know this is not my slow down, easygoing flow state. This is more like I really want to accomplish things with you all, and I really want us to have sort of the most satisfying drawing experience. So that is my intention, one of them. So I really don't have much on the the Tesseract in general, because that would be a whole nother class. That is the formation. It was 2010. And for me, the Tesseract, if you remember in the class, is really about shifting perspective, right? When you look at it, right, you can play visually between the outer field. I like to look at it this way, between the frame or the cube, right? And you can play, your visual field can go back and forth and shift up the direction, right? And if you remember from that class, we did a practice where there was a cube and the front part of it was dark and the back part of it was light, and we would just sort of watch as our mental bodies went back and forth, and our visual capacities. And so part of the Tesseract is really exploring who's witnessing, right? Who's holding which perspective. So creating a spaciousness for multiple perspectives, right? So even if we're going to set an intention, part of the invitation is to allow for that intention to show up differently, right? With different perspectives, right? To see when we set an intention that perhaps it manifests in a way that we hadn't thought. So shifting to create receptivity, right? It's kind of, we're going complex, right? Because when we go into fourth dimension and beyond, we're asking our brains to do things that it's not used to doing, right? Trying to think of life without time. We can't. It's woven into every single concept that we have. Linguistically, construct wise, can't get away from it. So to try and break out of the construct of time, it breaks our brains. And we're not going to try to break our brains. Usually in the Tesseract class, I do that. There's this invitation for you to let the perspective shift, to play around it, because it literally fries your brain a little bit, and we're gonna shake things up and simultaneously try and anchor them, in a formation. So the Tesseract being an invitation to a new perspective, and then my application of that was to, we'll set an intention together, and then opening to the possibility that that might show up in a different way, to shift our perspective of how we think it's going to be, to opening, so it encourages receptivity, which is a huge practice in my life. And so lots of complex elements in this one, but you all are professionals at this point, so I know we can leap into these levels. So I love to call professionals, once you've done a couple of classes, and because you're pros, right? Even though we're amateurs, it's kind of tongue in cheek. So does anybody have any questions? We're going to look at it, we're going to sit with it for a minute, and then we will pause with our blank canvases, light a candle, and set an intention. Does anybody have any questions before we jump in? Yeah, Maureen.
Not so much a question, excuse me, but a comment. And as I said, I don't know anything about the Tesseract, but I will have to follow up with the class, I think. But from what you're describing, it's perfect, because you're right, there's no container to everything at the moment. It's all, all over the place. So if this provides us with what looks like a multi-dimensional container to assist the way we need to do things in this 3D space, that's perfect, isn't it? That's just the tool we need.
That's why we're here.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's why we've shown up, I think. But yeah, beautifully said. Beautifully said. You said something that did you say you need to pop off for a second, that you might scheduling have to go? Okay.
No, yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so the container, right? So the container, we also, the container is asking, like, we will shift our perspective within the work in and of itself, in, you know, and how we've all had that long-standing crop conversation. And Judith, did you do any crop circle things, or were you sacred geometry? Is you say straight up sacred G? All right. Yeah. I don't think right. This is welcome. So, you know, crop circles, there's just the whole issue of who makes them, what's the presence, you know, and asking humanity to shift their perspective into a galactic, like, hey, there's other presences here. So I think that in that whole conversation about crop circles, we've talked oftenly about how is that intelligence showing up in our life, right? Where's the activation dots that we can connect, right? We're staring at this, you know, beautiful crop circle for hours at this point, we will. And where is that going to show up in our fields? How is it going to manifest, right? And just, that's also the perspective shift, is to go, oh yes, I've started seeing cubes in you everywhere. Oh, perhaps that's that, right? The perhaps. And so we're just opening all of the potential of new perspective. So thank you for that, Maureen. That was perfect. And I think we will stare at it on the screen for a minute. Judith, you're scooting towards your screen. Are you good? Was there something you wanted to say? You're good? Okay. Okay, great. Kudos to you for jumping in on a complex crop circle, but you're solid on the geometry. So we do have to officially call it a complex crop circle. There's no two ways around this one. So I'm going to put the formation up, and I think we'll just do some cues, just some breathing. Oh, my boy's getting up too, momentarily. And then we're snuggling back in. I'm going to put it on the screen and we'll breathe with it for a minute. And I may give us some cues for doing that. Do this. I mean, what I mean is give us some cues for sitting with it. And I don't want us to get too spacey by any means, because we've got some tasks ahead of us. But let's just take some nice deep breaths, and we're going to find that place between our bodies, you know, our physical experiential base, and then opening up to the more ineffable, etheric, higher dimensions that are non-cognitive. So balancing deep breaths, root chakra, anchoring against, you know, anchoring into the seat you're sitting on, into the earth, all the way, whatever grounds you. Using your breath to connect with your body as you breathe in the crop circle. Just noticing what arises emotionally, physically, cognitively, just bringing in the observer. And as you ground in the breath, perhaps shifting from the visual concentration of the image to an inner awareness and a sensory intake of the formation, any kind of larger energetic experience. Noticing what kind of inquiries or curiosities arise from the experience. sitting with this crop circle. Nice deep breaths, deep belly breaths. Knowing that any experience, any sensation that's arising is perfect. If you feel overwhelmed or an extreme sensory experience, you can close your eyes and see what you're feeling without the visual field. A couple more moments, I'm going to bring us back together. So if you want to transition from viewing the crop circle into connecting back to the Zoom room, you might want to close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths. Connecting with your body. Doing some tapping. Anybody have any experiences they wanted to share? What your feeling was from the crop circle? Yeah, Maureen.
What an interesting thing. And I was drawn into it. I could see from different perspectives, and as soon as I kind of went in, it would shift to something else. But I found myself holding my breath.
Oh.
And that's not something I do that often anymore. So I noticed it, and just watching that was making me hold my breath. So I don't know, but it's usually something that needs sorting and balancing somewhere along the line. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Insight into what might be coming. Anybody else have any noteworthy?
I'm up for it. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Me too. Oh my goodness. Solid way to hang. That was only like a minute and a half, right? It's like, oh, it feels so intense. Yeah, that's about right. I had a moment where like we could have gone into a whole meditation about cellular activation and DNA. Like I was like, oh, this is really permeating depths, and we just don't know what's happening. We know that we have guidance and benevolence supporting us for, beautiful experience and activation. And I should say it's not always beautiful. It can be a little tumultuous to have things turned up, and know that whatever you're experiencing, we're practitioners. We know that all is here for our well-being and our growth. So just breathing into that and asking for guidance and support and what's the word I'm looking for? Support and presence, right? Presence of our higher selves and our guidance team to be here. On that note, I believe that's when we light the candles, is to welcome the remarkable and beautiful support, the highest vibrational support that is available to us at all times, that we know it is here, they are here. We are welcoming all beautiful, inspired, expanded, and higher vibrational energies to join us for this process. So that's when I light my candle. If you have any other thoughts you want to invite and include, just say thank you. A little gratitude moment for being able to do this. Okay, so all efforts being for our highest good, let's bring our notepads out. Let's bring our paper, and we're going to be working with landscape orientation. Okay. And so with this beautiful blank canvas, knowing that our highest guidance is with us, let's pause and tune in, whether your eyes are open or closed, whatever feels comfortable for you, connecting again with the breath and the feeling of what's alive for you right now. What are you focusing on? What would you like to bring more attention to? And setting an intention for this formation, for this geometry, that as we bring that into consciousness and we're working with a time travel device, know that we are sending that intention into the future, into the present future, and possibly altering our past and the trajectory now. It gets very complex. Just knowing that our intention is influencing our entire field beyond time. Okay, so there's that perspective shift. It could show up as different results, staying open to an intention now manifesting in any way, knowing that it's already happening. Some breaths into that intention. Even though we have clarity on an intention, I want to invite us to welcome a little brain scramble, right? When we're contemplating time and integrating new realities, you can have a little bit of altered states from the geometry. You can have some scramble, right? We are trying to break up a little bit of our constructs that we take for granted and that keep us limited, open up a little bit to new perspectives. Okay, does everybody have a sense of their intention that they're imbuing into the geometry? Fabulous. Now, one thing I need to somehow, maybe this, my screen share, oh, there you are. Okay, so when I optimize, I found the trick how to make sure my video plays in the Zoom. However, when I optimize the video, I lose you guys in the gallery view. I needed to figure out how to get you back because I can't do this without seeing you. And I think I might get to see all four of you. Okay. Ready? Great. Okay. So yeah, Marla.
I was just saying all five of us.
Oh, right. I meant right, but the four of you are in my gallery view because we only get four on the gallery. So that's it's so voyeuristic, and then I get to see you guys. So I'm actually going to try to draw alongside of you because that will pace this better, because there's a lot happening and I don't want to be rushing and I don't want to be talking and, talking and talking for the whole time. So this way I can draw with you and we can move together. So we're going to set our compasses. This will give you some idea. It's just, there's so much erasing. So everybody's got that little cloth for your hands. And it's the later stages that we might not, that are so leady, that we might not get to today, but lots of erasing. So there was one other thing I wanted to note. I think that might be it. Our radius width of the compass is going to be 2 3/4 inch, right? And you may remember 2.5 inches gets us a nice big seed, but this one is going to take us to the edge of the paper. So you want to really make sure that you measure on the vertical axis, right? We're going to find, we've all got the 11 by 14. So we're going to find the 5.5 mark on the vertical axis and place your center there. And then we're going 2 3/4 inch. Did I put my ruler? Where did I put my ruler? And you're going to make your first circle. We are going to do the seed. I'm going to come up into my screen. All right. Okay, I forgot. And we're doing the seed very lightly because we're going to erase it in a little bit. So I think we've got everything. We've got the cloth, very light seed. Here we go. 2 3/4 inches, starting at the center of the page.
Nadia, I can't remember the center for the horizontal.
We don't need it. We're not at risk of going off for the horizontal. It's only
Okay.
it's only the vertical where we're going to go edge to edge. And I'm going to get my pencil sharpener too. If I haven't mentioned it, you want to have one of these because this is going to wear down the lead. Hang on. While I'm getting that, you can go ahead and draw the seed right in the center there.
2 3/4, right? Everybody, it's 2 3/4. Is that correct? Thank you.
I have, after all these years, invested in an automatic pencil sharpener, and I think it pays off, especially on something like this. So, all right, looks like we're working on the seed, and these will be the only circles that we are doing all day. But it's, so important to realize that everything is based in the seed. It's really hard to contemplate that when you start out with the class. And what I will say is, if you go off the page a little bit on this one, actually you want to maybe shut the compass a little bit and go back and draw one that fits on the page, because we're going to be using the points of the hexagon, right? And the line segments don't need any particular measurements, so the long ones. I'm going to take that back. Some of them do. So draw your seed, and you remember, I'm going to take myself out of the picture. Now I can see all 4 of you. You remember that I can't necessarily hear you that easily. So if you want me to pause, go ahead and jump in with your voice. Nice and light on the seed, like I said, because it's going to be erased. Yeah, I think this will be good that I'm drawing with you. And it's in part because you guys, you're professionals, so I can lapse a little bit. Oh boy. And if you want, well, it's so tricky that way. All right, I've got my seed. And even though I'm drawing with you, I might lose perspective about the pace. So everybody got the seed? Good. Yeah, Judith.
I am really so close, Naughty, on the very bottom. I'd like to not have to redraw it, but I can't see if
I can see you. Yeah.
Should...
Oh, well, you have a little bit of a tilt. So yes, you will be there. It should be right on the page. A little bit of a tilt to that, because you want the bottom to be as vertical as possible. Does everybody else have their bottom on the vertical? You put the second circle at the bottom center of the circle, everybody, so that your orientation is like this. So you have a vertical axis for the center petals.
Right.
Do that one. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Judith, I think you're close enough to count. You're only off by a little. You got a little pivot there.
It's just a tad. Okay.
Okay.
I see what your vertical axis is going to be tilted on mine.
I think, let me see one more time, because the only thing that can do is throw your brain off even more.
Sorry, now I'm tilting
No,
it.
it's fine. No, you're great.
You can
Okay,
see it.
so it's great. I think you'll get it. I think it's perfect. I think your bottom circle, I think you're close enough on the bottom axis. Will
All
you
right.
do me a favor and just use your ruler and eyeball? So we're gonna use the petals, right, to create that vertical line. I'll make this go away. So Judith, using the ruler and cutting the petals in half, right? The inner petals. Tell me if your line falls on the page, on the bottom. Right on the edge.
Well, I'm having trouble seeing your drawing.
Yeah.
What it does, Nadia, I have to keep it at an angle,
Mhm.
right? But but in that sense, I think it'll be fine. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Even that actually helps it be on the page. Does that work?
This is called work. It does.
Oh, we want to do the vertical line going through the petals, right? So here I'll show you. I think maybe with that strong line you want
I
to.
can't see your drawing. I don't know if other people can, but it's so faint on my screen.
Yes, here. So the ruler, I know it's tricky because it's a. Can you see that any better?
No, but
So,
you know, go ahead, keep going, and I'll do my best to catch up because we got a lot to do.
No way. Who did we lose? We lost Amy for a second. So Judith, we're not leaving you behind. So especially at this stage. So go ahead and close your compass the tiniest bit, just the tiniest bit. And I know this is, it's a little bit of pressure, but everybody remembers that when you've got your seed, you can be meditating with that because it's such a beautiful shape, right? When you do the seed, Judith, the next time, try and get it really on that vertical axis, okay? And it's, you are gonna approximate it, but try to approximate it to the bottom center.
So I'm just gonna go on and do the seed again.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so
for the second circle, Nadia, is there a place should I do it a particular place so it'll come out more linear?
Yes, so at the bottom, like try and guess the very bottom, right? Almost as close as you can to the vertical. And there's a lot of different mathematical ways to do this, but solid, yeah, as solid as you can on that vertical. And that's where the second circle will go. And we want to start off with the right seed, so it's no problem. It's worth the investment. All right, so Amy.
All right.
Okay, so then that gives you the next circle around. And this one, if you close the compass just a smidge, you'll stay on the page. We can't start with the seed being off. Does everybody have the Maureen and Marla? I don't know where Amy went, but okay. All right, thumbs up. And part of the reason that I love the geometry is because you can always sit with it and breathe with it as a tool of meditation. But we gotta have you on board, Judith. We can't start off on this one. This is the fundamental, right? The seed.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure. But the thing is, Marla.
Honestly, the very bottom circle is infinitesimally not there, but I think it's fine.
Hold it up a little bit. I think it's fine too. Just let me see what you got. Up a little higher. Yep, you got it. As long as it's kind of there. Yeah, perfect.
It's there. Yeah.
Okay. And then Judith, how's it looking?
It's good. I can draw the vertical line.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. And then, so we want to make the vertical line through the petals, right? Okay. And we're not actually drawing the line just yet. We're going to draw that in a second. What we're doing now, I'm going to come back on the screen share. All right, Judith, you ready? We'll take a break and take a breath, and here we go. We're all set. Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So, and I don't know where Amy went. So, okay, we'll do that. I don't want to wait for her. So now what we're going to do, and I know it's light, it'll get a little better. This is the only one that is from a distance. So we're going to use a ruler and find that vertical axis that goes right through the petals. And we're just going to make a mark at the top where the circle, where the vertical line would end on the circle, and then on the bottom, right? So we're just making tiny centered marks on the outer part of the circle. Right? And we're going to do that 2 more times, right? We're going to use the petals, we're going to cut the shape, and then we're putting points at the intersection of that line and the circle, right? So your ruler is going to pivot on the axis on the diagonal, and you'll get another line that bisects the petals, the inner petals, and that'll give you marks, points at the outer circle. So what we're doing is we're creating the boundary for the hexagon, right? We're creating 6 points, and then we're going to build the hexagon from that, right? So that was the only from a distance slide, but we're going to give ourselves these 6 points, right? So the ruler is going to be on the vertical top and bottom, right and left. That'll give us points on the circles. Hopefully that gives us the boundary. I want to start solid building the hexagon. Where is Amy? What'd she do? I'm gonna see if I can text her.
But we're not drawing the lines. We're just putting in the.
You putting
We're
in the
not
point.
doing the horizontal lines.
Not doing the horizontal line, correct. We're just putting in the points.
Right.
So if we've got those 6 points, that should we use the ruler to get those 6 points, right? And then you can use those 6 points to get to the hexagon. Like that. So these are the only lines, and I think those are the parts where the points are really invisible, and hopefully it gets a little bit better visually once we've got our hexagon. Okay, so let me hop out. Sort of jumped ahead on the beginning. Where did she go? So we got our hexagon. Yeah, take your time, nice and slow. Maureen, you've got your polygon boundary there. You got your hexagon. Great. Okay. I don't know where she went. Let me just see if I can find her. There she is. Just texting her. Okay. Look, now I haven't done that step. Okay, does everybody have their hexagon? Good? Fabulous. Well done. I started out with the seed and the hexagon kind of fast because we're starting in the basics place. It'll be step by step once we go on from here. Okay. So next stage. Now we are doing the bisecting line, right? And you could have drawn it from the beginning. So we should just, at this point, forgive my imperfections as well on this one. So center lines, center bisecting lines. And Marla, you remember how helpful you are in pointing the things out to me that I miss. So I appreciate that. We're doing this one a little bit backwards. Yes, the center line. Right, and then that's going to give us the points for the hexagon. So I'm drawing with you. I'm getting my hexagon going on. Jumping in if there's any. One of the things I've noticed is that there's a strange phenomenon with hexagons for me where I get a little bit off, like when I go around in a circle. And so I like to be aware of that pattern in myself with the hexagon. All right, does everybody have this shape now? We've got hexagon boundaries and bisecting lines, yeah?
Yeah. Can we erase some of the round stuff? So I can remember where the lines are.
We're going to in a minute, but we need the round stuff for a couple of things.
All right.
We need the round stuff. So hang in there with a couple more steps. We'll get it. That's why we do it nice and light, though. You know, it's that irony where I draw it and it makes it hard to see on the slides. All right, we got our seed and our hexagon and our boundary, and I texted Amy, so I don't know what we're saying. Oh no, that's her email. Okay, here we go. What's the next thing? So we're going to use the compass. From here on out, we do centimeters, right? We did that, the inches to find the first one, but we're in the world of centimeters now. So you're going to close your compass to the width of 2 centimeters.
Mm.
And then with that width, you're going to place the compass point at the intersection of the inner petal and the tip of the inner petal and the vertical line. So right where the compass is, right where you see my compass, do that. So it's the tip of that inner petal, right where it intersects with the circle and the vertical line. You're going to put your compass there. Now we're not making a circle, we're just making a mark, right? You're just going to make the mark that is 2 centimeters down, right? Not a full circle. And you want to go to each of the 6 points and do the same thing, right? So a line, a hash mark that is 2 centimeters in from each of the petal tips on the line towards the center.
Okay, so Nadia, that's going to be about 1/3 of the way down the petal. Is that right? I want to make sure that I've got mine.
Just about, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm in the ballpark here. Okay.
So you didn't change the width of your, you don't have
I
to
did.
change, you don't have to do things too differently here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's close enough to count.
Okay, good.
So, all right. So we've got those points. As far as I can tell, the geometry scales, which is part of the coolness of it, Judith. So that's a good point, but I think we're all set. We've got 6 marks around that because that's going to give us our inner cube, right? Is that, yeah, those points that we just made, those are going to be our hexagon points, right? So this is just in from the outer, from that inner circle. It's just in towards the center a little bit. The points that we just made, those are the points for the inner hexagon, right? So we're going to connect the lines, connect all those points. It's going to give us, sharpen my pencil, it's going to sound weird. I think it helps to have a sharp pencil, but I think it's not necessary. So just tuning into those points that we made, staying on the inside of that circle that's right next to it. Giving us that nice hexagon that is mirroring the outer one. And this is going to give us our inner cube. I don't know, I want to make sure that she's not in the waiting room at all. Okay. She's not. All right. So we want to have, getting our hexagon going, all right. Okay. What I mean by my hexagons get wonky is they end up not matching up. The points end up not matching up by the top. So I'm just going to pay attention to that. And if that's happening for you, correcting that early on is a great thing. So do we all have the hexagon there? Inner hexagon? Okay, looking good. Great. All right. So Marla, did we have a thumbs up in there? Okay,
Yes.
great. All right. Because all this, well, it's all important, right? All of the lines. So now what I'm going to say, so that you can see on the top, draw a parallel line and it says begin approximations here, right? So I kind of did these lines, they're not even 1/8 of an inch. What we're going to do is we've got our center line and now we're going to create 2 parallel lines right next to it so that we get more of a funnel, right? We want an empty pillar, not a straight line. So we're basically going to just to the left and the right of that center line, we're going to draw parallel lines so that we get a hollow tube. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I started on the left side and it really is, it's not even in, sorry, I'm going back to inches, but it's almost like 1/16 is what you could go for. But when I say begin approximations here, I mean it. Like, does not have to be perfect, accurate, anything. If you want to look on your ruler and go, oh, 1/16 of an inch, it'll give you an idea. But here you go. Can you see Judith is coming up close? So it looks, you know, just right next to it is what we're doing. And there's not a wrong way to do this here. If you get a large tube type going down the center and the whole line, you're going to just cut the whole, you're going to match, you're going to parallel the center line, the whole thing. And then we're going to do that on the left as well. Right. And so that's going to create our tube. We're just going to, you can see mine here, like super imperfect, right? That right side is closer than the left side. So, but you'll still get a tube as long as you're doing something on either side, right? And give it a little bit of space. And you can pivot your notebook in any which way to be parallel, right? Sometimes that creates more accuracy if you're shifting the notebook versus trying to, like, if you cover up your center line to try and make another line, it can be tricky. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, pivot the notebook so that you're not, you know, so that you're not like covering up your center line to make the next one, like really pivot it and have a clear viewing of the line that you're making. I don't know if I'm saying that one right. That's complex. Here's another example of what I mean. We're gonna, yeah.
I mean, I've already drawn it. It's messy, but it's there. So
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So
Okay.
what I'm trying to very, very awkwardly say is that we're going to be drawing lines that are going to go from the outside to the inside. The best technique, and I'll show us again when we get there. The best technique is to pivot your page, orient it to the line, and then scoot down as we go. And what I'm trying to say is that's better than trying to do it on a downward angle, because you will scrunch one way or the other if you do it that way. I will tell you what, I'll say we're doing that when we get to that stage. I'll say it again. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, back to this
Is
one
that
though.
what you want?
Was hang on one second. Let me just spotlight you. Okay. So that's kind of dark and we want a hollow tube as far as I can see. So go.
It's a little bit dark, but yeah.
Uh-huh. Are those both lines on either side of the center
Yeah,
line?
there's a line either side, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you want it a bit lighter than that.
A bit lighter and a bit more of a hollow tube. So going
Okay.
a little bit bigger than that.
Thanks.
But we do want 3 lines. I know this is part of why it's more of an advanced thing, right? As we are approximating.
I picked up the wrong pencil. Yeah.
Okay. So nice, a little lighter. So let me show you on mine what this step looks like, or my version of it. All right. So well, there, that's showing you. That's perfect. But here, I'll just show you in mine as well right now. So mine looks like this, right? Kind of a little bit of a hollow tube, right? Does everybody have that roughly? Close enough to count? Okay, so now that we know what we're doing and what we're going for, we have 2 more opportunities to do it, right? So on each of the center lines, you're going to repeat that step. Right, here it is. And you're going to widen that center line, right? We're kind of opening it up to a tube where we've got 3 lines. We've got we're creating a little bit of space in here. And we want to take a moment here and try to get this part close to whatever you would call accurate, in that what we want are 3 lines. They're kind of equally spaced, and we're creating a hollow tube. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this PDF because Amy just texted me back and she said that her computer has collapsed, which is just horrible for her. I'm gonna tell her that I'm sending her, okay. That must be so frustrating. I can't stand it when stuff like that happens. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're doing that. Oh, I need to be doing that too. And let me just simultaneously email her. That we are gonna send, I'm gonna send her the PDF. How's that going, everybody?
I got the hollow stuff, Naughty, but they are not equidistant, and I just don't want to mess with it because I think I'll make it worse.
Well, yeah, hang on, let me just see. I'm just sending this to Amy so she can, when she comes up, although I'm doing a lot of things. So hang in there, Judith. I'll be right back. I want to send her this. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, it's so big. Okay, I can't do that while I'm zooming. Never mind. Give it a try. Okay. So Judith, let me see what you got. Yes, that will work. We just want spacing, and yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. And we want to just acknowledge that the first one's going to be wonky for all of us, right? So that's part of the intention, is we are inviting the wonk. All right. Marla, how's yours look?
Well, I think I made them too close to each other because they look more like lines.
Okay,
They're
yeah,
not really a tube.
right. We want to have a hollow tube, right?
Yeah.
So opening it up a little bit, and you can still do this. You can
Yeah.
still expand on what you've got. So open it
Right.
up and draw new lines, draw additional
Okay.
lines on
Okay.
either side of those. Right.
Okay.
And we're kind of building the foundation. So we really want to,
Right.
we do want to take a moment and get these parts as much as we can.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy, I know she's so frustrated because she was really looking forward to this. Okay. So I am drawing my lines as well. And this is the kind of thing where we're going to give it a try, and it would be so much better in person. If I could walk around and say, oh, a little bit wider. Okay, here she goes. She's coming on board. Maureen, how's it going? Is that a sitting back and okay with it? Okay, you want to unmute yourself? Hey, Amy, you made it back.
Oh, Amy, wonderful.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, as long as you can see all three lines. Yep.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, that works. Judith, the solid 3 lines. Right. Well, we saw yours. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of the the circle.
Oh, well, we just need it for a little bit longer. Can you get rid of it already? I don't think you can. Hi there. How you doing?
Oh, I'm a little stressed, but I'm here. I'm on the floor right now, so I can't really draw at the moment, but I'll try to join back in. I'll be back.
What's it gonna take to draw? How much time do you need? What's your
No, you guys keep going. I'm just gonna I'm gonna do it on the floor here. I just gotta go get some stuff. I just wanted to make sure I could hook up. I'm on another computer right now, but I'm on the floor with it because the other internet's a mess. But anyway.
Okay.
I'll try to catch up. I'll be back in a minute though.
Okay, you can still. We're still at the base. So
Okay. Well,
keep trying, hang in there, don't give up. Come on back.
okay.
All right. Way to go. Way to persevere. Stupid technology. Okay. So we've all got our hexagon and these central lines. Let me get back to it. Turn that off. Where is it? Oh, it's probably behind me. Nope. That is not the PDF. I want us to have the PDF. Let's see. Are you all seeing my screen? Okay, here we go. All right. So, Amy, had you gotten to the point of drawing the seed? On the floor with a pillow and a pad of paper. It's fabulous.
Well, I had it before it crashed.
Mhm.
I made my compass like a quarter of an inch smaller so I wouldn't go off the page, but I didn't know if that was going to screw up my measurements. Will that one still work?
It should still work. We do the 2.5, although I haven't tried it. So yes, it's all scalable. So I think it'll still work. Your
Okay.
cube might be just a little bit bigger, and same with Judith. So you both have about the same size seed.
Yeah, no, I just went down about a quarter of an inch and it fits about a quarter of an inch from the edge. It was just right coming up to the edge. So,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. So go ahead and draw your seed, and then draw a hexagon with 3 bisecting lines going through the petals like usual. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we're just going for this, and then I'm going to share the next step with everyone, and I'll come back to detail it for you.
Okay.
Okay. So now what we're doing is we're going to darken in these 3 central lines inside the cube, right? Just those. So that's 12 o'clock, and then 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Those 3, whichever ones. This is where Marla would come in and give me handy tips on which one it is.
4 o'clock, 12, 4, and 8.
12, 4, and 8. Later on, we're going to alphabetize everything around the outer edge, and that'll help. But right now, it's 12, 4, and 8.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. We're doing that part. And I'll do it with you. Here is where we're starting the pencil. We're just darkening in. These do not have to be exact. I want to invite you to surrender any type of exactitude. This is all about imprecision, and hopefully you might do another one on your own and have your own pace, and then go for however much darkness or lightness on the shading in you want to do. All right. So Amy, you probably got that. You got the hexagon and the bisecting lines.
Yeah. So are you just bisecting and then going out like 1/8 of an inch?
Yeah,
Okay.
a tiny bit. You want to make the tube, right? You want 1 line on either side of each line, and so it kind of creates a slight, yeah, probably 1/8 of an inch width total. So a 1 line on either side of the bisecting lines. Is that clear enough to count?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, and then we've got these darkened in, and Amy, I'll keep coming back till you're on board. So Judith,
Good.
here we go. We're going to erase, at least for now, we're going to erase the other 3 center lines here, right in the center cube. We've darkened in 3 of them, and we're going to erase the opposite 3. All right, so we are erasing, is that 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock.
Are we erasing the petals as well?
We will eventually, but keep them there
Not
for
yet.
now. We just want to do the lines because we're going to erase all in one fell swoop.
Okay.
All right. Amy, did you get those, the 3 lines on every
Yes.
bisecting line? Okay, great. So then you want to come in and darken in
Okay.
this center inside the cube.
And then make a hexagon around that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. That's an important point. Wait.
Should I
So
make the hexagon first and then darken?
hang on a second. So we can totally do, yes. So what you want to do is from the tip, right? So we're going to focus on this inner circle now, right? Like the first circle of the seed, right where it intersects
Mhm.
with the petal and the vertical line. You want to measure 2 centimeters down,
Okay.
and that's going to give you a hash mark. And then you want
Got
to
it.
do that on the other 5 sides, right? And
Okay.
that's going to give you your hexagon. She's like, I got it. Don't let me hold you up. Just go on. All right. So that's going to give you your inner hexagon. You want to darken in these center points. So everybody, let's see. Marla, Judith, Maureen, got that? The 3 darkened and then the 3 erased?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Judith, I promise we're getting to erasing very soon. Oh, but you're muted. I know yours. So she's like, I just want to do it. And your seed was dark, so I get why you want to do it for sure. We will, I promise.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure I'm not going to erase something I'm going to need. I think I got it. Okay.
Yep. You got this part so far? Because that's what, okay, perfect.
Working on it.
Awesome. Now, do you all have both a block eraser and a small one from before?
Yeah.
We did that. Okay, great. All right. Okay, so Amy, we up to it? Close, I imagine.
Okay.
And
I got the inner hexagon. Now I
Mhm.
need to darken that and erase the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
And just the lines, right? So,
All right.
okay, great. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I think what I was going to come back. So everybody's got that step so far. You got that? Fabulous. And it just, you got to get back into the swing of drawing, right? We haven't picked up the compass in a while, with the exception of Maureen, because we saw each other the other night. So it's just a matter of getting back into the flow and taking deep breaths, right? We're going to be in that like linear making lines thing. And so I'll try to help us remember to breathe every time. All right, Judith, can I see yours? I want to, just because it's a little smaller, I want to make sure.
It's messy, but I think it's because I made one of the lines darker, so it's not erasing well.
That's perfect. You've got it just right. Yep. Yeah, because it's not going to be exact, right? This is, first of all, it's an outrageous formation that we're drawing. And, second of all, we're just taking it line by line. So, all right. Maureen, how you doing?
Perfect.
Looking good? Okay. And
Yep.
Milo's disappeared, but I thought we saw a thumbs up before. And then Amy, are we 3 or darker?
And then I'll be caught up.
Okay, great. So we've got roughly this. All right, now what are we going to do? Here we go. So now we're going to place a mark where each bisecting line intersects with the circle, that inner circle, right? There's an intersection. You want to place a dot at that intersection, and we want to do it all 6 times, right? So you get that one.
That would be kind of where the compass was.
Exactly. It should be 2 centimeters up as well, right? So it's same thing.
What are we doing?
Right. We're going to make marks. We're coming back to, and Judith's point was exactly right. This is where the original compass point was. So right where the central lines intersect with the central circle, right? All 6 times going all the way around.
Oh, is that all we're doing next? Okay.
We're
so
just
I'm
making
all caught
marks.
up then.
We're just, oh, great. So just making marks. You got all 6 marks. Everybody got that? Okay. Is this the erasing, Judith? Yeah, there you go. All right. So erasing all of the seed. We want to keep the lines, keep all of the lines that we've made, and erase, just go for it. Just erase. Just erase the seed and leave the lines. Leave the lines, leave the cube, leave the points. anything linear. We are saying goodbye to the feminine elements, feminine origins of this shape. We wouldn't be here without the feminine. So she is fundamental. But for now we are, oops, I gotta join you guys. I'm not used to drawing with, oh, this is so exciting. And that way I can pace it better, especially with the erasing. All right. So if I'm quiet, I'm just because I'm erasing, and I will forget steps along the way because I'm not used to drawing. And this is why you want obviously the block eraser and also the tiny one. All right. And we've got both tools. Right. Okay. Inner seeds. This will liberate you, Judith, from some of the intensity on the page. Yeah. There's always that psychology in the classes, especially when you do the flower, and some of the erasing. It just has an emotional element to it. And then what's that? Is that a yes? Sounded like a yes.
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Yes. And so I do on the polygon classes. Some of you remember we use a template, right? We make the first one and then we use a template. And for whatever reason, it never occurred to me to do that on the other shapes. But now I do a template on every shape so we don't ever have to do any erasing. Well, I can't make that statement. I'm sure that there's some erasing that happens. But we do less erasing because the shapes are so pretty. All right, everybody getting to the erased? You can take a moment. All right, excellent. I'm just keeping up. All right. And you can see there's already a little bit of smudging happening, right? And that is just the beginning of all of the pencil smudging. So we've got our little cloth. I need to get my cloth. All right. How's it looking? Everybody erased enough to get back to the lines? No, not yet. Okay, I'm going to grab my cloth while we're doing that. Hang on. Okay. Okay. How's it going? We got everybody together?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Couple more.
Okay. Me too. It really is something to draw in a class, and feel that rush and that pressure, but also, it's so good in so many ways. So I'll do the best I can to make sure we're all on the same page, literally. Okay. And then I'm just going to get myself in the better habit. Go ahead and
I'm just gonna go put it over a garbage can.
good idea. There's much more erasing to do. So go ahead and give your hand a little swipe with the cloth, because we will just be reducing the amount of smudge as much as we can. All right, so we all got that. So Amy, you're all cut up. We've got all the bits. Well done. Way to overcome some technical obstacles. That's amazing. So stressful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have you got a cloth with your, okay, great. So you'll do that at your own pace. All right, Maureen, how's it going? Solid. Okay. Now what are we doing? Let's see. Okay. Brand new for me too. So our shape looks like this together. All right. So here we go. So, oh, that's what this is. Okay. This is, we're gonna, just like before with the tiny lines, we're gonna draw a small inner hexagon, right? We're gonna create a thick line. So we're gonna draw just above the hexagon, we're gonna draw in a double line. See, just kind of like what we did before, we're making a nice thin one. We're gonna draw it all around the hexagon, and then we're gonna color it in. So we're darkening in the hexagon. That's what we're doing. And you want to go center line to center line. Right. And I think what I'm struggling to articulate is that you don't ever want to cover up the line that you're using with the ruler, right? You don't want to approximate that way. You want to be able to see the line as you're drawing the parallel line, because otherwise you lose reference and it'll get really off. I hope that makes sense. Kind of a little bit. Because sometimes it means moving the page around, and that can be a little awkward, but it's more important to do that and keep the pre-existing line in your visual. To figure out a better way to say that. And then once you've got that, go ahead and darken it in. Yeah, turn my light on. Oh, it is on. Okay. Getting dark here in the winter. I think this crop circle must really want to have my attention, because I don't, like I said, I keep saying this, it's exciting. I don't usually get to draw with everyone, but I think it makes sense on this one. And I think it's really fun. If you guys are on mute, you can come off, and if you just have thoughts while we're drawing, it's always fun to get random, insights. Because when you're drawing alone, we don't usually get to talk to each other, so kind of a fun thing. My corners are rounded.
No, this line we're drawing now that's a thinner line than the first three.
Yes, we're not doing three, we're just doing one, because we're just creating a thicker boundary. Exactly. Yeah, it's just going to look like this. We're going to darken in our cube.
Yeah,
we're just making that solid inner hexagon, or inner cube.
My question is, do we always go to the outside or always go to the inside? So that, is that what you were saying? Is that to make it?
You can go outer or inner on this one. I go outer, so go outer. Did you go outer?
I did some inner.
They all have to, what you want is consistency, though. If you're gonna go, let me see what you got. It might be just fine. It might probably be a little wonky if you did that, though. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I thought I spotlighted. Oh, wait, don't move. It looks fine. Wait. The one on your left hand that is on the vertical on your left. Yeah. Make that a little thicker on the outside. Add a tiny line on the outside. Okay. Because it does look like it dips in. Okay. Otherwise, that looks great. Looks great. All right. Let me do a little check-in. Judith, how's it look?
Well, it looks pretty good. It was messy because I didn't follow, because I couldn't erase everything, but I think I've got the essence.
Right. Yeah. Brilliant. See, we get together on it. It works out. Amy, you got it? All right. Yes. Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah,
Maureen?
Considering my computer's on the bottom of a laundry basket, and I'm sitting on the floor drawing on my laptop.
Do you need to do anything, like get a TV table or anything? Well,
I didn't want to take any time. I just want to, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, what do I have? Oh, I just did the laundry. I'll flip it upside down. I got a little table.
Okay. All right. Well, if you need something to actually write on, because you don't have a
No,
desk.
I have a thing on my lap I'm writing on.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay.
It's just the computer had to elevate a little bit.
Computer.
Anyway,
yeah, literally and metaphorically. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so glad you hung in there. I just get so freaked out when I have technological.
I was for a moment, and I went, oh, I'm not going to be able. Anyway.
Yes.
All is well. I'm all caught up, and I think I'm good now.
Wonderful. All right. And Maureen, how you doing?
Great. Perfect.
Thumbs up. Okay. Can I see? It just helps me to see for what we got. Perfect. All right. Love it. Great. Yeah. So, you know, as I'm checking in with everybody and I'm doing my thing, like, remember, you can breathe with it, right? And I'll keep coming back to that. But the more we embody and experience on different levels the Tesseracts, right, the more it's going to be active in our field. So as I'm hanging out doing my own thing, breathe, right? We don't stop and breathe throughout the day at all or often. So here we go. Let's see what we're doing next. It's as new to me as it is to you. Okay. Okay, beginning. All right, now here we go. So on this line, we're going to do this on all the lines, but we're going to start up here. So we all have those 6 marks, right? Beginning at that mark, putting your ruler on the center of the 3, right? Center line. Make a mark at 5, you know, half a centimeter, like 9 half a centimeter points here. So this is what it looks like. So half a centimeter apart, 9 points. Starting at the one that we have there at the base, right? 9 points. Every half centimeter, you want to make a mark on that center line. Oh, me too. Oh boy, I always just forgot a couple.
So then we'll have a total of 10 dots. Is that what I'm counting?
You want
I'm seeing 11.
9, you want 9 total. Hang on, let me just, where's it?
I'm
Let me
seeing
double check.
11.
Yes, you are, because I did it wrong. I did it wrong and I only realized later on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 10?
Well, the
It's
10, because the first one you started with was already there.
Right. So do 10 points. Sorry. So our first point, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total of 1, 2, 3, 4. So starting, we've got our first one, and then the next one up is
So do you want 9 dots or 10 dots after
10 dots total. 1, 2, 3,
10 total? So 9 more in the first one. Okay.
no, 11.
And do that with all of them?
Yeah, but hang on a second. 1, 2. See? Oh, here's the mystery of the Tesseract. Okay, no, that's what I did. There's the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, not including that bottom dot. Sorry. Just bear with me. So we have the point, that bottom point. So then 9 on top of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
No, I think it's 10 on top of it. This is where I messed myself up in the beginning and I had to go back and erase lines. So we have the original point and then we want 10, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So that
So
gives
a
you
total of 11 dots.
11,
yes.
that sounds good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So one more.
Got it.
Yep, because I'm human.
Oh,
Yeah.
this,
Yes, and that we repair that later on. That's what we do. Great. We needed that. Yeah. So from each point then, so it'll look like this. And then we're going to do that on all 6 sides, right? So each tube is going to have, is it 11? 11 points that start at that 2 centimeter point. That is the thing that threw me off. No light task sequencing these things, let me tell you.
Hmm.
It's a little bit of a big back engineer. Okay, I got it. And then once you're like deep into it and you've made a mistake, to go back is really, oh wait, next one is really a whole thing. So somebody pipe up and tell me when you've got that.
Got it.
All right, we got Amy. How about everybody?
I haven't got them on all of them yet.
Okay, great.
You'll be having trouble counting.
Believe me, I understand. I totally understand. And, you know, keep in mind that our brains are already a little bit
Yes.
expanded, right? Hemispheres are aligned. Okay, we've got those 5 centimeters. Marla, how's it going?
Good.
Good?
Yep, I'm just counting.
Yep, me too. Nice, clear points. Amy, you all set?
I am.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
I
and
hope
then-
it won't get messed up because my hexagon is a little smaller, right?
Nope, it'll be just fine.
Perfect. Okay.
Oh.
Good.
Okay.
All right, so we got Maureen, Amy, Marla, and Judith. How's it coming?
I am on the last one.
Great.
Counting.
Great.
Well, here's what I can already tell is a problem is that some of my lines are on the right and some are, well, most of them are on the right, but they're not in the middle of the tube. They're
Okay.
on the line on the right of the tube.
All right. Well, that might actually work out depending on which one they're on. You'll see. Just hang in there. Hang in there. We're gonna keep going along.
That's good. I'm done.
Okay, Maureen's done. I'm just finishing up. Judith, Marla, we all set?
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay.
is going to be
What was that?
as set as I'm going to be.
As set as
I
we're going to
feel
be.
It's going to be interesting drawing. I'm sure we're going to be connecting all the dots.
Well,
So,
sort of and sort of not, but yes and kind of. Oh, God. All right.
kind of naughty. That made great sense. No.
Sounds like life at the moment. Sort of and maybe kind of. Yeah.
That's it. Right on target.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I think now are we going to alphabetize? Yeah. So A on the top, down around clockwise, A, B, C, D, E, F. Now, here's a real fun thing. I put 2 E's. So just know that top one is an F and you do it right on your page and then we won't have a problem. All right. So A at the top, B, C, D at the bottom, E, and then F on the top. Don't know why I put 2 E's. Okay. Now we're going to work with B, D, and F. Okay.
Yep.
These segments, segment B, segment D, and segment F. All right. So what we're going to do, and this does not have to be precise because these 3 lines might match up, they might not. You want to place parallel points. So you want all 3 lines to have parallel marks, right? So that will be 11.
Oh, and which? Okay, I already forgot which ones to do it on.
This is
B.
on B. Yep, this is on B. And this one, go ahead and approximate. You do not have to measure. Just put them right next to each other, right? And if they, listen, the whole thing is going to be a little bit outrageously wonky. So just right off the bat, we've got to get rid of that hope and expectation.
Done.
Of perfection. Yeah, done. All right, great.
Over.
Great. Okay, so on B, we want that on B, and then down at the bottom on D. and then up at the top on F. My hope is that we get the base done and then I can send you the PDF.
We're just putting more dots on the other side of the tube. Is that what we're
Yep,
doing?
exactly. So we've got 3 lines. Our tube is made of 3 lines. So you want each line to
Mhm.
have a dot, you know, at the
Okay.
same placement, right? So,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
on all 6.
Nope, just the half of the upper half of B, and then that
Right.
lower half of D, and then the upper half, which is F, the 10 o'clock.
The upper half of B and the lower half of D.
Uh-huh. And then the upper part half of F. Do that too.
Okay, but we're supposed to have 3 dots, right? On B, D, and F.
Uh-huh.
We're all,
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure I got that part.
Yeah, exactly. B, D, and F.
Ah, there you are. Lost F.
What's that, Maureen?
I lost F, but I found it now.
Okay. What'd you lose?
I just couldn't find it. I don't know.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
All right. So I'm going to make a little mark that says this, and then this.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh gosh, I just got to stop. All right. That's why it's confusing. But it's going to work out. All right. Tell me when we've got all. Well, that's 3. We've got all the dots on each 3. Lower half from the cube. Okay. All right. Maureen, you all set?
Yeah, just a couple of dots to go. Keep going.
Okay. No problem. I don't want to go ahead. So by doing each of the 3, and you remember the 64 star tetrahedron, I know it's been a while, Judith,
Yeah.
but well, for a couple of us, I guess. Do you remember how, because it's a 6-sided shape, and to cut it in half means 3, right? What ends up happening with this is we're repeating steps 3 times, right? They'll be familiar steps, but we keep repeating them because of the pattern. We're not adding anything new. All right, we've got these sides. All right, Maureen's looking back. I'm going for it. All right. There we go. Yes. Okay. This is where we take a break. Okay. So if you have a glass of water, go ahead, take a sip of water, take some breaths. We've been moving around, so nobody has to really get up and stretch, but get up and stretch if you want. Bio break, we're just giving it 2 minutes. And then we'll get back into it, but we've just drawn the fundamentals, right? And now we'll get into doing some of the grid lines. All right, so we'll stand up, have a little stretch. I'm going to leave the recording going so that anybody watching on the recording does the same. Hopefully that encourages that. Oh my goodness. I think we're actually doing pretty well. Everybody's out there. All right, I will have to pause, and I'm coming back on. So happy I keep remembering to do that. Oh geez, I've probably just jinxed it. I think all of us have had that experience of painful. So far, so good. Okay. Oh, wait till Marla and Maureen are back. But
I'm back. I'm just up and stretching.
Oh, okay.
I'm just moving.
Okay. Marla's in the kitchen getting some snacks. I had a cookie, so it's legitimate. I was walking around, contemplating laying the foundation, right? Because that's the foundational piece that we just did. And I made that comment of erasing, right? Where there's no erasing in life, you know? And then this little snappy comeback said, there is no erasing, there's only embracing.
Oh, beautiful.
I thought, well, that's a geometry
That's perfect.
slogan if there ever was one. So, yep, there's no erasing, there's only embracing. All right.
Perfect.
Yeah, that works for today.
It works for all sorts of things. Yeah.
The insights of the geometry in the crop circles. I mean, that could be like a meta teaching of the crop circle, right?
Yeah.
So I might even write it down. So let's revisit that intention, right? Let's just pause and take a nice breath. And just feel into it. Next again. And knowing that, you know, play with the idea that we are sending this forward into time, right? Because we've got this time travel device. And then also just noticing what's arising, right? Noticing anything coming up so far, any insights, if anything is happening, maybe giving it a note on the paper, observations, insights. There is no erasing, there is only embracing. And I'm realizing as we talk about this, I am having a tricky time with talking about future, talking about sending in this into the future, because I'm too on board with simultaneity. Like I believe that it's all right now. And so it's messing with my ability to speak to it and like maybe even call it in or create it. It's like it's right now. So into the future it still exists, but it also kind of doesn't, or past. That's what it was about Bashar that was so cool. Oh my God. He talks about, okay, the Mandela effect, right? We all know about this phenomenon. Does everybody know about the phenomenon, the Mandela effect? Okay, I don't know if I have time to go into it. I will send it in Bashar, but basically, hands on who knows the Mandela effect. Okay, Marla, everybody?
I'm not
Maureen?
sure. No.
Okay, sorry, I'm saying hands up for yes or no. So the Mandela effect is a reflection of collective consciousness. And I think this is relevant to what we're doing, so I'm going to indulge in it. Okay, so if you look back in time, there are a portion of people that remember Nelson Mandela as dying in prison, right? And then there are a portion of people that remember Nelson Mandela as being freed and going on to be president. Okay.
Wow.
Lots and lots of examples like that, right? And he was going into some of them last night. One of them is in The Silence of the Lambs, right? Hannibal doesn't actually say, hello, Clarice. He says something completely different from that. And in the movie Field of Dreams, we all think of it as if you build it, they will come. It's not that. There's like two different lines, and there are just examples after examples. And another one is, most of us remember that Ed McMahon was part of Publishers Clearinghouse, and he would go around with those big checks, Ed McMahon. Nowhere in Publishers Clearinghouse is Ed McMahon associated with their business. And there's just all these strange, like, no, wait a minute, I remember it this way. And what so I'll send you the Bashar thing, and obviously he'll send it a little better. But I'm impressed I'm remembering those examples. What he's saying is that a portion of the population, our collective, is shifting, and it's actually recreating our past. So there are some, probably younger generations, I don't know, who don't remember it that way. And then there are some that do, and the timelines are bleeding. And that's what we're getting with the Mandela effect. And it is fascinating stuff. So when we refer to the Mandela effect, it's because it's the biggest example. There are some who remember him dying, and there are some who remember him going on to be president. I remember him dying, and it's so strange. And I also know that he's gone on, I don't know, but it's fascinating play with consciousness. And so that's the invitation, is to look a little bit more into that. And Bashar's got it on that video.
That's perfect. But doesn't that just speak to how we think we are all creating our own reality? So if we are all creating our own reality, it kind of makes perfect sense that there is these incongruities there with the collective consciousness of remembering. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, there's the nugget for today. So the Mandela effect and the shifting view of history, right? So then also the shifting view of the future. Like, we don't, like, there are, it might be too complex for me to figure out. There's something about how we can manifest and create in the future because it is now, and that you actually could go back and change your past. And all of it is manipulating the Akashic records, right? And going back and playing up there, because that's where everything is. It's not linear, right? And so this is why I love this stuff, because I'm scrambled at this point. I cannot say past, present, future. And yet I know that that's what we have, but it's so malleable, you know? So all of this is to just invite the conversation, break our brains a little bit, and just, you know, play in that field. So, and Judith is writing about this in her book. It's really great. I just want to promote everything she's doing, because it's a wonderful, it's the new one, and I don't know when it's coming out, but it's got sacred geometry and time travel and dimensional realities all in it. It's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with time. I'm about to do that. Yeah, it's hard to know. The publisher has not given me the date it's going to be out, but it's going to be 2025, I'm sure.
Oh, that's too long. Okay.
I don't want to wait that long. No.
I have thought that about other books, certainly, but it's the way it works, because they have a whole process it goes through.
Yeah. And Judith's also written a couple more. Yeah, that's true. Judith's written a couple more as well. If you want to put those in the chat at all, Judith, they're really
wonderful.
What's your
full name, Judith?
I couldn't hear.
Oh, it's on the screen. Maureen, can you? It's right there for you. It's can you see that, or it'll be easier to have that? So it's Judith Corvin.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, my name, is that what you wanted? Yeah.
What you wanted. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, while you're on that subject. Sorry, have you finished, Judith?
No. I'm just noticing Marla in the nighttime for her. It's 9 o'clock. Or no, is it 10 o'clock? Wait, what is it? Is it
East Coast? It's a little after 8. Yeah.
Okay, 8 o'clock. All right, Maureen, what were you saying?
Well, recently I've been impelled to play with the new meditation, which shocked the pants off me when I first got it. And it's going, if we didn't have self-worth issues, we would be able to contact our own essence, yes, right? So we've got all these self-worth issues, programs, etc., etc. So we go back in time to when we were born, to our parents, and keep going back until your mind can't just go back. And then we go to a time and we collect this self-worth, let go of things, and then we go back to a time in history where it needs a great big chunk of light, and we deposit it there. And I don't know what I'm doing with this, but this is what's happened, and it's just gave me this whole different perspective about history. We really can change it. It's still brand new, and my mind is having trouble doing it, but that's what happens every time. And we did one yesterday, and we went back to, so surprising, we were in Palestine there in 1918 something or another. And you go, wow. So it's all possible.
Yeah. Let's just write that at the top of our page, right? It's all possible, right? Because if we're bending time, if there is, you know, there's a lot of people, and myself included, that consider time a bit of a prison. because it's so limiting, right? When otherwise you could access anything in the universe. And I try not to have that perspective, but I do feel like time is very constricting. And so playing with the, anything is possible, and time backwards and forwards, you do begin to loosen some of the reins of restriction. So this is big stuff we're tapping into, and here's, they give it to us in a crop circle.
Big stuff, isn't it? And
yeah,
just one thing on that meditation, I can't do it by myself. It has to be in a group. We have to all representatives of humanity all have to do it together. That's right.
Well, if you want to put that, is there a link to whoever the group you're doing that with, or is that?
No, I'm just doing it every now and then. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I will get a Zoom link for that, and I'll send it to you when I get round to doing the big Zoom one that's coming up. They've been in person so far.
All right. Fabulous. I look forward to that, and I would just drop everything and do that right now, but I promised crop circle drawing. So
no, I need to do the crop circle drawing.
We do. And we've got about an hour left, and it gets late there, but we'll stop a couple minutes early and pause for reflection, and then we'll decide what we want to do in terms of another class or PDFs or where we go from here. I think what we'll do is we'll get the gist of this next step. Oh, we're going to do the whole hexagon, and then we'll see if we can get the gist, but we're going to do the whole hexagon. All right. So we're going to be creating the lines, right? Not like they are here, but we're creating the structures for all of these lines. You guys are doing great, by the way. This is not beginner level stuff. So it's very impressive that you're all along for the ride and doing it so well. All right. Judith, you all right? You looked a little concerned there. Okay.
I'm just fading a little bit. No.
Okay. All right. Here we go back into the action steps. Okay. Okay. Now this is the step that I was trying to articulate earlier, right? So align your page so that the segment from A to B is at the top, so that we are drawing lines. Now, hang on a second. Don't do it. There's specifics. So that when you're drawing the line, when you're drawing the line, right, you're looking at the line, you're keeping it ahead of you, and then you're just sliding down, right? Because we're connecting this one to this one. The reason I'm telling you that is if you start at this point and you're looking down, you will get wonky lines. It will change. So keep it at the top, keep that line in focus. Now here's the other trick. So that's just a tip. But here's the point of this one, no pun intended. What we're going to be doing, and this is if your lines are a little bit off, like if they're gummed up in the center and you don't have the clear 3, it doesn't matter. It'll work out just fine. So on the segment of B, we have the 3 points. You want to start at the outer point. We're not involving the center point on this one. Start at the outer point of B and come up to the inner point of A, right? So A only has the center points. All right. So on the segment of B, you've got the 3 points. You've got 3 dots. So using the one on the outside, come up to the point of A. All right. Because there's only 1 dot up there. Okay. So when you draw that line, you're just going to keep doing it going in, right? These outer points are going to go up and into the line segments points of A, right? And take your time. I'm coming along with you. There's no rush. And you're going to make, now here is where I made my little glitch earlier, where I was like, how many lines are there? You want to make a total of 9 lines, but you will have an extra dot after that, I believe. And just giving yourself a minute to really line up the points, and they might not line up perfectly. In fact, they probably won't. So using an eyeball, right, keeping it parallel with the line above it and sort of equidistant. Taking a nice deep breath. You know, you might need to put it above one of the marks on either side. But overall, it should line up relatively similarly because we use those nice measurements. And I'm going to get there, but you only want 9 lines. Is that right? Double check. See, I always, my lines always start to get wonky. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
6,
Nadi,
7,
if
8.
we're only having 9 lines, why do we have 11 dots?
We want, actually, sorry, we want 10 lines. Just 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is where I got confused. Remember, you can see me doing this again. 1, 2. We want 10 lines. 10 lines, and that leaves an extra dot at the bottom. So we just ignore that dot. The reason that bottom dot is important is for measurement purposes to get us to get the dots right. But that's where I got thrown off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lines total, which means on each one you ignore the innermost dot. So you could actually go around and kind of cancel those out or erase them because we only want 10 lines. 10 lines are going to give us 5 bars. Ultimately 5 bars. So he wants to look like this. Okay. So far, so good. All right.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Judith? Judith still got your head down, so I don't want to rush you. All right, Marla's
No,
saying
I'm good. I'm just
Good.
making the line. It's fine, Nadia.
Okay. I just love to make sure everybody's on board. You all know that.
Okay.
As much as humanly possible. Okay, so now what are we doing? Now we're gonna put we want to make sure put the paper on whatever diagonal works for you to have the segment between A and F at the top, and then we're going to do the same thing. Now here, want to pay attention. It's the same step where on E has the 3 points, so you're going to use the outermost one, and then that's going to come across to the A, which is the central point line. So you're going to go in all the way into the center point on A.
Okay, but it's really F.
F. It's really F. I'm sorry. Yep. I just thought I'd make 2 E's just to, just to really simplify things. Yeah. There you go. And we only need 10 lines total from EF. Jeez. The thing is it's me doing my best to recreate these, and lots of times there's some glitches. You all know that from past points. I feel, Maureen, I really thought of you because in this one as well, I have to pay more attention to the angle of the paper when I'm drawing and sequencing. And sometimes I rotate the paper and I don't realize it, and it throws the whole thing off. And I did that to Maureen once in a class, a couple people. Ooh, that was tricky. Tried to learn. We got the gist. 10 lines total, ignoring that bottom point. That was a rough moment when I realized that the other night. I was like, oh, I had an extra line and I'd already built it into some of the images. I don't know how I fixed that. Maybe I didn't, but I did. I got it. So ignoring that bottom point, you might even actually go around and just make little X's on those bottom points so that we don't engage them in the lines. Ten lines total. All right, it's coming together. My guess is we're going to get these lines down and then one segment of the next step, which will give you enough of a feeling for how to keep doing it. All right. So we all good with this?
Yes.
Right. Is up? Okay. Now where are we going? We're going another segment. We're just doing this the same thing. This is what I meant by the 64 star tetrahedron, right? This is building the same pattern again and again. We do everything 6 times. So here you just want to tune in, right? B has the 3 points, right? The 3 lines and then 3 points on each line. So we're going from the outer one of B down towards C. We're using that outer line, and then it's going to take us to the inner line points of C, right? So make sure to pivot your paper and you're going parallel and in. Oh, that looks really off in my world. I'm going to build those up because that looks so off. Okay, so I will use myself as an example. If any of your points seem really off, you can just use the parallel, guide yourself approximately using the parallel, because my C lines are really off. Painfully off.
Yeah, some of mine are really off, but
yeah,
we're just adjusting on the way.
Yeah, just adjust. Here's where the approximation comes in. If one of them is more on, use that one as the measurement. Like if like my B side is on because it matches up with the other. And so then I'm just kind of bringing my C side up to speedish. The nice thing is that they're all equidistant. So we're not making up new measurements. You're just going from the outside of B to the inside of C. And you can see, just like before, we did a segment before, I didn't point it out, but your B, these lines we're making are lining up, hopefully-ish, with the segment of A. So we're creating these parallel realities. Okay.
So Nadi, we're just going to continue to go around using the inner dots with the outer dots.
Exactly. Okay.
So
yeah, so then C, I think, goes down to D. Yep, and you're going from the inner points. So if I raced ahead there, anybody tell me, but we are just following that pattern of the outer going to the inner. And there's only one option, like you can only go from the outers on D to the inner on C. Wow, my C is just really off. And then I'm able to repair that C by eyeballing for the most part. All of life is eyeballing. When you do your next version of this, taking a nice deep breath here or anywhere, and putting some frequency music on in the back, or like I was saying, something positive, because as you are occupying your little left brain, oh boy, I just remembered something that I forgot. As I'm opening up other parts of my brain. Does anybody need me to go back to the other screen? Are we getting the gist of point after point?
Looks good.
Okay, great.
I just want to say how fun it is that you're drawing with us.
Oh, good.
I really enjoy that because it's like it's another dimension to what we're doing, that you're involved doing it with us. It's kind of fun.
Oh, good. Yeah, you can hear my goofs. Spectacular. No, that's thanks, Amy, because I think the only one I do that with is the Shri, because it is, the others.
Mhm.
But I don't usually get to do that. So crop circles, bring it out. And then we're just continuing around like D up to E, which is D is the outer and then E is the inner. And now my E is kind of back on track. I've repaired it by eyeballing that first segment for those first two segments. Everybody doing okay.
And
How's
doing
it
it like this is kind of like meditation, isn't it? And
Yep.
you doing it with us.
Mm-hmm.
When you join all of us different beautiful people together with the different essences and all do something together, I find that's where a lot of the magic is.
So
It
much
just
magic.
becomes more powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It feels closer to us doing it together when I'm with you guys. That's fun.
Mhm.
We need to do that Tesseract as well.
Which,
The January one. Yeah.
oh,
Just about,
the
yeah.
Shri? Wait, what's the January
Shri,
one?
yeah.
Oh, the Shri, yeah.
Shri, yeah.
I love the Shri.
So what are we going to be erasing out of this, Nadi?
Nothing.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, we were done erasing a long time ago. There's no going back now.
Okay.
We're embracing it.
I like that.
There is no erasing. The only thing you want to make sure you're not doing is connecting dots to that, connecting lines to those bottom points that, that Xing them out was what we wanted to do.
Right.
Okay. Because does get annoying if you've
Well,
done
after
that.
you get about a segment of 2 or 3, you know that it just kind of goes, oh, it would look a little wonky if I put a line there.
Yeah, I think I just did that.
Wow. Sure is beautiful.
Pull it off. Isn't the symmetry awesome?
Oh,
Are you done already? My gosh. It's amazing. Okay, I'm on my last segment.
lines. Mm. Mm.
My points are really off. Like I really have to repair that by approximating. Either that or it's me right now. Could be that.
I do have a couple of extra lines and some. And that happened.
Awesome. Marla, are you hanging in there with the time difference? Where'd she go? Oh, she's on mute. Okay. We got Marla and Judith. And then okay, you're doing great. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we are actively engaged here. We can't be falling asleep.
Yeah.
And then I'm on Mountain Time now, which is weird. And then Amy's on Pacific Time.
Where are you, Amy?
I'm up in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Where it's raining a lot. And I missed
So
that.
Marla, where is it that you are, Marla? I know Maureen, you're in Australia.
Melbourne, Australia, yeah.
Okay, wow, that's so wild. Marla, where are you?
Right now I'm in upstate New York, but next month I'll be in San Diego.
Wow, that's just wild. And
Yeah.
Judith, where are you?
I'm in Western North Carolina.
Oh my gosh, it's just so amazing how we get to do this.
Great,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Connecting with people.
As another West Coaster, I thought maybe we could do it together, but Portland and San Diego are a little far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Mine looks really weird.
So,
Wait.
Nadi, I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's the outer to the middle. Oh, because they're touching. Well,
You'll
it's not
see.
touching.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll see in a second. It's a big reveal.
Okay. Okay, it's not coming out to me.
Gosh. Well, I think I probably win the Wonka Award.
Hmm.
Because they've all
That'll
got
just make us feel better.
I did it.
Yay. Oh my God, mine looks like, okay, maybe I can fix it that way. I think it's just that one. Famous last words. Anyway, there we go. Moment of surrender. All right. So how we got Maureen? You got heads down. So you guys are rocking it. All right, everybody's got
Two more
their
lines. I've been doing
more
a bit
lines.
of erasing and fiddling along the way.
Yeah, I think this is where my brain is like, oh, I can't figure out now. I just have to let it go. So I know we all hit that at some point or another.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that looks fabulous. It looks like one of the parquois of the I Ching.
Uh-huh. Yes, the hexagrams.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Love the I Ching. Can we do a little show and tell? Let me see. Just going around. Let's do. Is everybody got it for now? This is cool in and of itself, right? You got
Isn't it?
it?
That is
Mhm.
cool in and of itself. Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Nice,
Okay.
Judith. Amy, you got it. Brilliant. Marla, you holding it up? No. All right. Oh, we got it. Love it. All right. Look, we got this far. Aren't we doing great? My gosh. Well done. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have a little giggle at what I thought was possible. So now we've got the base, right? So we will do one of the drawing in. And Marla, this is why it matters that it's inside to outside. And you'll see in a second what I mean by that. So we're going to do one segments, I think, and then that'll give you the template for the other 5. It's the exact same thing. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay. Let's see. Repeat deception D. Okay, great. All right. E up to F. We've got this. Your shape should look like this. We've all got this. Okay. Last. All right. Now, if you have any pencil lines on your hands, go ahead and erase them as well. And we had a pause point there. Okay. So here's what we're doing. We're going to erase the centers of B, E, and D. All right. So that's that hollow tube place. And those were the lines that had center points. So essentially we are erasing the inner tube as much as you can. And then, and you can erase it. You can see all the way down into the inner cube, right? So you can erase that whole thing. And you can actually erase the top bit, you know, the part outside of the central hexagon. You can erase that outer bit if you'd like. We'll get to that later, but if you want, you can do.
So you're doing B, D,
B, D, and F. Did I say E again?
Yeah.
B, D, and F. Yeah. You're erasing the inside of that line. And then the like outer block and inner block, the two, you know, thicker blocks, you can erase those bits as well. Not just the tube, but all of the lines.
Okay, now I'm confused about that part.
Yes.
Which other lines besides the inner and outer of the tube?
Okay, so here we're erasing the inner tube, and all I'm saying is you can erase this part right here, and then the outer
Oh,
bit,
I see. Okay.
right? The actual tunnel part on the 2 larger line segments. Does that make sense?
No, but that's
Can you
okay.
erase the inner one as well?
Yeah, the inner one and the outer one. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my
good.
All right,
God,
it's B, D, and F.
B, D, and F, we're erasing the inner tube.
Okay, got that part.
I must have just like, what on earth? Like I just want to do that over. Gosh, that is just so off. All right. So at this point, you can see we've got some smudge lines going on, you know, and that's just going to happen. There'll be one big erasing at the end. Okay, so F erased. And on that side. All right, how's everybody doing with that?
Great.
Okay. Not racing well, but it's light.
Yeah, that is part of this one, is some definitive erasing. I'm just repairing this one because it's just so off. I can't even handle it. All right. Like I can't even
So
repair it.
glad for the pencil eraser now.
What are you doing?
I'm so glad I got the pencil eraser after a previous class.
You have to
said
have that small one. Yeah,
do.
it's really
works
yeah.
so well.
good.
Okay.
All right, I'm redoing my dealio here. Okay, so now this will be a phase where we are darkening in. And so let me just finish this up. I think I've repaired it. My lines were just maybe so screwy, and you know, I might have just made them worse. A possibility. Yeah, I think I did that actually. Awesome. So awesome. All right. Yeah. So where are we at? Oriented to A on the top. Okay. Okay, so I've highlighted here. So A is at the top, right? So, oh wait, no, we have an empty, hang on a second. Nope, F is at the top. Okay, pivot your paper so that F is at the top, right?
Okay.
So you've turned it to the right a little bit. So now we've got F at 12 o'clock. So you want to make, this is similar to the first step. We're going to make 9 points, and you're starting at the boundary, and you're going to make them same distance, 1/2 centimeter. You want 9 points. I promise it's 9 this time. 1/2 centimeter, you're going to make 9 marks on that top inner line. All right.
Okay, and that's between F and D.
Nope,
F
that's
and A.
between F and A.
Oh, F and A.
Yep.
It's sideways. It looked like D. Got it.
Yeah. No, it's
1/2 centimeter.
1/2 centimeter from the boundary line. All right.
So, Nadi, what I realized is the way I drew my lines, I did not leave enough space between the outside and the first line. Is that going to really mess me up as I go down? I mean, I have my 10 lines, but
I don't think it's going to ruin anything.
okay.
It's
All right.
just what'll happen is your channels will be a little bit, oh, maybe you can erase a little bit. Do you,
I could erase the top and go to the bottom and put
do
the
you
bottom.
have this size eraser? A
No,
small one? Okay.
but I
Do you,
will next time. I did
what
cut.
you could, yeah, sorry, I thought you had one. What you could do, no, leave it the way it is. It'll be all right. It'll just be a little more jammed up, but leave it the way it is. And then towards the end, if you'd like to erase a little bit, I think that's true. But maybe you want
I'm
to
going to
erase.
have to do it at some point, so I'll do it differently next time.
Okay.
All
So
right.
it's 9 dots.
It's
9.
9 dots. Yep, 9 points from
And
the
in the
boundary.
first one is the 1/2 centimeter. It's not the starting point, right?
The boundary is the starting point, and the first one in is 1/2 centimeter. Yeah. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
1, and then the
Okay.
2. Yeah, count from
All
there.
right.
Judith, I'm
Okay.
just trying to think if you could erase, but I don't want you to be off. I think you could actually, how about if you're up for it, try erasing on this one, and then you don't have to on the other 2 if it doesn't work. So here, this is what you want to,
Okay, I think I got what you're talking about. But Nadi, in terms of our doing the dots, there's going to be a lot more than 9 dots.
no, there should be just 9.
From A, we start at A, so you only come to the center, kind of.
Well, we're starting at F, right? So this is F here. We're pointing at F.
Okay, all right.
And then we're going to make 9 points towards A.
All right, I started in
And they're 1/2 centimeter apart.
Okay, I got it.
Let's just leave it the way it is, Judith, without erasing.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll look different, but it'll be okay. And then you'll know what to do. Maybe for the other ones you can erase, but we're just doing this one template and then we'll be done. Oh gosh, it's gonna go all the way. Okay. So 9
Sorry,
on the
Maddie,
top,
how far into those points start?
9 points. You just
But
do
how
9.
far in?
Oh, which way do you mean? Sorry.
Oh, so they just start from the beginning, 0.5 centimetre. Yeah.
Yeah, and just stop at 9. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just realising that some of my lines don't work out, and I was trying to fix it, but it made it worse, so I've left it.
That's what I did too. Yep. That's exactly what happened for me as well.
Right.
So that's just
Yeah, and these
invitation
two
to
at
do
the
that.
bottom are supposed to, and they don't, and they're all 10, but anyway.
They don't quite mirror, but it's okay. It's okay because we're actually going to bypass it. You can correct things as we go, and once you know what you're
Next
doing.
time, yeah.
Okay, so 9 in at the top, right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to do the same thing, 9 in at the bottom, right? And you can see if you look on the page, this is where I had drawn that extra line and I had to go back and erase, and it was so frustrating. So same thing, 9 points, 0.5 centimeter apart down on the bottom. And then, you know, the 0 point is where that F column matches up with that bottom line. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
So 9 of those. And then we're going to make a grid. Everybody got those 9? We're going to make a grid. And you're going to connect the top to the bottom, but you're going to go all the way through to the cube, right? So we do the grid. We use the bottom points as the guidelines, but you go all the way to the cube.
You know, F to A is my wonkiest one. All the others are good.
I know, me too. I started on the wonkiest one. And you know, that's what I was saying early on, by the time you get to the last one, it's really off, which is interesting and odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So then I'm drawing my grid. And I have to say hi. Hi, you. Yeah. Hi. My little housemate just got home. She has an adorable little dog. Okay, so now I'm doing the grid. All right. Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it. All right. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil.
It is a weird experience drawing that because you keep thinking the line is going to be crooked. And then
I
you're looking at it.
know.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. It's part of the Tesseract wonk.
Yep.
Right. Got to flip your page so that you keep your eye on the line, and I'm not doing it by hiding the line. How's it look, Amy? Did you get it? Oh, and you want to reinforce the original F line, the F tube,
Yes.
right? Like, because you need to do that to make it look tight.
Yeah, and so the last line basically is going to line up with the line, the cube.
Wait, which last line? Oh, do you mean here?
Right.
Yeah, mine
So
did too.
Hang on, let me see what you did. Wait, let me spotlight you.
So where am I?
Where's your grid?
Where is it?
It's up top, right?
Yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's lining up with the line, right?
It does.
Yeah,
No, I don't think it should. Hang on.
Mine does too.
mine does.
Okay,
just
hang
don't
on.
do
It's
that.
not
All right,
mine.
everybody's got it. Okay, hang on. Maybe it does. I just can't. As long as everybody does it right, then we
It
got
doesn't on yours. Show us yours again.
Hang on
Yeah.
a second. Yeah, mine is different. So hang on. All right.
And you know, Nadi, if it's supposed to be this way, that was some awesome design work there because it did it exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Did it do it on everybody's?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
'Cause it
So,
doesn't.
Show
what
us
did you
yours,
say
Maddie.
about, was there something we were darkening at the top?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. Not yet.
Do we erase those dots now? Because they seem to be,
No, we don't get to erase things.
okay. I'm erasing the dots.
Marla, that was adorable.
We
Okay.
embrace.
Right. No erasing, embracing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 1, 2. Do I need 10? Hang on.
So 9 dots and 9 lines takes you right up to the edge of the cube.
Mm-hmm. I think we just, hang on a second. I think, wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. So 9 points. You're starting, yeah, 9 points. It shouldn't take you up all the way. That's why does it?
Yeah.
It shouldn't
Not
take
at
you up all the way.
Not
I
at the
think it's-
top, but at the bottom. It's the bottom.
It's the
It's the
bottom.
bottom one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's only the bottom.
it totally lines up with the end of the cube.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to.
Uh-oh.
Show us yours again.
Perfect.
Well,
Yeah,
if it
perfect.
doesn't, it looks really cool.
It looks really
Mhm.
cool. So what you want, oh, I'm just spotted like me the whole time, Amy, sorry. I think I gave you one too many lines. I think it's one too many lines because, here, I'll show you. On this
So maybe
one.
we only want 8 lines, maybe?
We only want, see, but this is how it looks when you,
Oh,
okay, it
yeah.
should
Ours is
stop shy of that.
It's
So-
really different.
But you're showing 8 lines and we have 9.
Yeah.
So
We have
Yeah.
9.
You want to erase one of the lines. Believe me,
Oh,
it'll
okay.
disappear. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Okay.
so we get rid of one of the lines.
We do, and it looked cool, so I'm sorry about that.
Well, I'll just remember
Oh,
that.
you've got
future
9
drama.
lines there.
It was 9 points, 8 lines.
8. Oh, okay. I know point.
Well, yeah, if you're including the first point, that would have been
You're
9.
including the first point, yeah.
But
So
8
that's
lines.
what it-
Okay.
Right.
See what
Got it.
happens when you get multi-dimensional and you're trying to do linear things?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So the place I guided you wrong was I said 1 is the first one, but 1 is the original line. Oh yeah, so the
1, 2,
original intersection, that's 1, and then there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points, and that gives us 8 segments.
Got it.
So I told you to start 1 past it. Sorry, it's not as cool this way. I know. But you know, it's the reason I'm not stressing out too badly is because we're going to erase so much of it anyway. You won't see those lines.
Again? You said we're done erasing.
So sorry, Martha, I flat out lied. Flat out lied because that's what happens when I'm trying to function in both capacities. So completely fabricated that, and
Yes, you did.
for whatever it's worth, I drew an extra line too, so we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Literally. Okay. Okay. So does everybody feel like they've got that now?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay. Great. You guys are doing so awesome. So we're getting towards the last bits of this. We might run over a little bit. Sorry about that. It's so complex. And of course, I thought we could get the whole thing done in 3 hours, which is just absurd, which is my lesson, right? I got to like step back. So what we're doing is we're coloring in, we're darkening in the central line that goes right next to the line adjacent to the central column, right? So that first segment on the essentially vertical, if the page is oriented this way, and then that top segment, right, on the horizontal, right? So we're doing that much. We're going to do that awesomely. And Marla, yeah, we are going to be erasing the grid lines because we have to. That's and you know, there's no way right now I could say, yeah, do those lighter because we are not in that kind of process. We're in the basic tracking process. It's so complicated, and I always think that like we're doing incredibly symmetrical shapes, and we're also including crop circle technology. So like we ought to be a little scrambled by now. So it makes sense. And then trying to do it and guide it at the same time. I'll give myself a little leniency on that one. Not much.
Please do. Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
Big leniency.
Give it a try.
Yeah,
Now,
and I just need to say, I do need to leave at 9. I haven't eaten yet, so I'm
I
gonna just.
haven't eaten yet either. So what I'll do, Judith, we've got 10 minutes, and then whenever I think we can get through this step. Okay.
Okay, and I can follow, I can watch the recording or do whatever, so I just wanted to give you.
That's true. Although we won't get a chance to check in with you.
Good
Right.
seeing you, Judith.
All right,
Yes.
we'll do this. We'll take 5 more minutes, and I think we can do it all. So the next step is we're essentially skipping every segment. And what I mean by that is it's going to look like this. So we've colored in a segment. Now you're going to skip a segment on both the vertical and horizontal. And you're ending, you're going to end, pay attention to the corner point where you end, because it's one in on both the quote unquote horizontal, and then also one in on the vertical. So we're just making parallel diagonal lines. And like I said, I will get you guys the PDF, and then because the recording will only go a couple more minutes after this, because we're going to finish up.
No,
Ew.
I have to finish.
No. I have one more repair to do on the PDF, which I will do and send it to you guys, but there is a wonk in there. I don't know how I did an extra segment. All right, we've got this. We're going to do the exact same step, but we're going to keep moving in, right? Exact same step. You're going to skip a segment and then darken in a segment. I think it's absolutely amazing that you all had the time to dedicate to this, and I'm so appreciative. Because we have to, if we don't make the time. And try not to go too fast on this, because it's easy to get off and, miss, not start at the right place.
So what's going to happen? I'm seeing we're missing a line.
Hang on a second. No, we've just got that extra one. We're not missing.
Oh, okay. So we have an extra line, because I'm done now and I've got 1 line on the bottom and 2 on the top.
You just want to erase that 1 line, because you want to have 2 segments. It's going to balance out, right?
Oh.
So how many?
It's 5 sections each time. Is that what you're asking? There's 5 full segments.
Oh, okay. So
we did that extra line. I think that's probably what's throwing it off. That cool last line, you want to erase that whole thing so that it should look like this.
I have 1 less line. I mean, I can make it again, but then it goes to the end of the cube.
Got 1 less line as well. You make another one.
Which less one do you have? On the horizontal or on the vertical?
You talking to me or?
Oh, whoever, if you have 1 less line, you both have 1 less line.
Mine's on the vertical.
I don't know which is vertical.
Well, if we have F at the top, yeah.
I think I can wing it, Nadi, so that it looks the way it's supposed to. I think I've got it. I'm just gonna create this, but it does come to the end of the cube. That's the only.
That was the line we just erased.
That was. Yeah, Nadi, this is what's happened with mine.
Okay, hang on.
I
Let me
guess I'll
come
put
out
it
of
back
that.
in.
Well, okay, but I erased mine. Okay, so one at a time though. Hang on. Okay, Judith, you're right there. Hang on, Maureen. Okay. Let me spotlight you really quick because this will be our finishing up. All right. Hold it down a little bit. Down. Yeah. So you needed to put that last line back in.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay. Great
But
then.
then it takes it to the edge of the cube.
Oh,
Right.
cool. It doesn't on mine. Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So Maureen, let me see yours.
See, mine's there, but
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if I put that
Well-
last line in, it'll take it to the edge of the cube.
Okay, so do that one. And you know what's happening is that we didn't all start with 2 3/4, right? And that's shifting the size of the cube and then how far in the angles go. And that's all. We just, what you'll have is smaller windows and it'll still work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'll
I think
just-
it's that 1/4 inch that I had to make it smaller. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
mine went to the
I
corner
would make
too.
it smaller though.
Mhm. But yeah, okay, yeah, let me see, Amy, hang on. All right. Oh, brilliant. Oh, yeah, but that's super cool. So it's a little bit of a bigger cube, but a smaller window, and it's still going to work.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think anyway. Marla, how's it going?
How many do we fill it? I have to come. I'm not quite there yet, but
Okay, well, hold it up a little bit. 1, 2, perfect. You want exactly what you have. You want 2 more full lines.
well, the first one has to come down yet. I
Mhm.
mean, the last one.
Well, you want like 2 more V's, 2 more full V's. I think you
2
have the
more,
right
okay.
amount of lines, right? And
Okay.
then mine looks like this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I only need one more.
Yeah. So now let's do one last thing just to satisfy Judith. Who was wanting the erasing? Marla. This is what I misguided you, misled you on the erasing. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to erase, and I think we've got 2 minutes for this. Judith, before you go, we're just going to erase those grid lines, right? We're going to tidy it up, just erase them, and it's not going to look tidy, right? We're just going to give it a visual relief, but there will be lots of shadow lines left. And then we will be complete with this stage. And obviously we will do 5 more of these in the PDF. Right. And then you will see the coolness of how it comes together. It's kind of hard to see at this stage. But we've got the basics for.
Okay. So we've
do.
got that. I've got a picture of it here. And
Hang
if
on
we
a
just
second, let me,
keep doing that-
hang on. All right, Marla, wait, don't go anywhere. Let me see. Oh, I thought I spotlighted you. Don't move. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Yep. Yep. And then just erasing the bits in between. Awesome. All right. Okay. So look, let's just take that final breath, right? And just sit together and look at what you've accomplished because it's fairly
Amazing.
remarkable. And when you finish, when you go back and do the 5, it'll just be, out of this world. Amazing, right? But let's do closing thoughts, observations, and then we'll do a breath or 2 together. Judith, why don't you start us off in case
Can
you
you
have
just show us the final? Can you just show us the final?
I can show you on this one, but the other one didn't. I have to fix the other one, but this is the final. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it cool? And the thing that happened for me is
Mhm.
I just felt like it was such an accomplishment because it's really tricky. And I like to look at it this way,
Yeah.
actually. I just felt so much love, and appreciation, just like my heart bursting. And it was, I think, just, out of the effort, out of the beauty of it. It didn't seem so many lines. It just felt like yummy and more, I felt warmer to it, So Judith, how are you doing? How's it feel?
Well, this worked, Nadi, despite everything. I'm so glad, I don't know, it was Marla that asked you to show the final.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I can see how it's all coming together.
Mm.
So, my brain is not my left brain's
Oh, I
not,
know.
can't say anything like insightful about it, except it's been a really great experience. I loved meeting all of you, and I imagine we're going to meet again. So I would definitely come back for a second half. I'd love it if you started it an hour earlier, but so be it. Something to think.
Yeah, maybe we just need a smaller amount of time that just starts a little bit early. What I'd like to do is, because you all have the PDF, so you'll all do it, right? Or not. I mean, sometimes it's the discipline of getting together. What I'll do is I'll just think about it, and we'll do emails back and forth, and we'll just work out whatever is best, and we'll give it a minute to sort out. But Judith, it's been wonderful having you. I know we have 4 more minutes, so we will go over, but
Right,
I
so
just
I will
wanted to.
quietly leave in 4 minutes.
Okay, great.
Sure.
It's been lovely to see you again. Thank you for being here. And I think Judith put her book in the chat, it's just awesome. So do give that a look. I know it's on Amazon and all of, is this the one that's on Amazon? Okay, great. So, all right. Who would like to jump in next? Marla, did you come off mute or yeah?
I just want to, I want to keep going tonight. That's why I want, can you put that up again? And I'm going to take a picture of it, and then I'm going to keep going, because
Well, you can, but I'm going to send you the PDF, so you'll have it.
Not right now though.
Yeah, I'll send it right after, and there's the glitch, so you just have to hang in there. The glitch is that I skipped one segment, meaning I didn't show you to do one segment, so it's already there, and it throws a lot of it off. So just keep that in mind, but I'll send you the PDF like within 20 minutes. We could do that. Just give me that one fix. Okay. But what I love about that is that you want to go ahead without the PDF. That's just right.
I just want to keep going.
Spectacular. All right. If you take a little break, then I'll get it to you within that amount of time.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to, we want to keep, do you want to say how, like a little closing thought, Marla, as well as you want to keep going?
I just get so excited about all these things. They just, sometimes I feel, usually the feeling after the sacred geometry is fulfilled or satisfied. This is not satisfied. I'm energized. I'm like, whoa, go. I feel so energized, and I was tired when I started.
Yeah.
I was exhausted, and now I'm totally awake and energized. Yeah. It really did that for me. That's what it did.
That's so cool. I see that so often, that they just, and I think that's part of whatever's in them, technology, whatever energizing piece. I had a woman, Maureen took the Metatrons the other night, and it was same time, it was 6 to 8. And there was a woman who, it was really late for her. And I said, you might want to give it a try, because it's really jazzing, but the crop circles, especially so. And then that's part of the, like, let's shift our perception, right? Because what does that mean, right? What perspective do we want to have if we are talking about a shape that energizes us? Like, how does that open other things, right? Like, is it just crop circles? But do you know what I mean? That kind of using it that way. Absolutely. Super cool, Marla. I want to make sure you stay awake. I will get it to you I'll get it to you within 20 minutes. Yeah. So, but it does have one piece. I don't want to make, so
send one now, and then the update.
Well, give me 10 minutes, because I just have to sequence the last 10 steps, and the rest of it you'll figure out. So I'll get it right to you. Just take a little snack break and you'll have it. All right. It's so wonderful to see you all jazzed and excited. I love that.
It is.
All right.
So cool.
All right. Maureen or Amy, how you doing?
Yeah, I can pipe in. Yeah, I agree with Marla. I said I've already started making my more of my tick marks, so I'm ready to finish it.
All right. I can send it to you guys if you. I'll send it because the pictures are there. It's the
Yeah.
words just aren't sequenced for the last one. So I'll just send it right to you and you'll just bear with me for the error that it is.
Well, you
Alright.
did you modeled that one section, and I think we can go around do the rest of it. I mean, just
Mhm.
look at the picture.
I'm not sure where to put the tick marks, and I don't want to make a mistake. That's
Just
I
wait.
don't know.
I'll do it right after we
Yeah.
hang up. Just give me, okay, now it's 5 minutes. Just
Okay.
bargaining down here. All right.
Thank
So I'll
you,
send that
Nadia.
to you.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
can't
I'm
wait.
so glad you're energized too. It's really remarkable. You can see why I do this, right? It's just like, well, you
Yeah.
guys already know about it because that's why you signed up. But isn't it something? I mean,
Yeah.
I want to get together and do it again. I want to do it with you all, you know?
Yeah.
That's what's
Yeah, it's really fun to be able to draw with other people,
right.
isn't it?
Yeah, I
it
love
is.
it.
It was really fun to draw with you guys too. I don't usually get that.
Yeah, I like it too. So
Yeah.
this is great. I can't wait to finish it.
Cool. All right. I'm so glad. Please show me to send me copies, take a picture and send an email because I love seeing what you guys do. So I'm glad, Amy. So great. Thank you.
Thank you for being paid. I'm just glad I was able to hop back on and figure out a way to get in here.
Oh,
So I'm
yes,
thrilled.
that would be awful.
No, I figured you'd be able to, depending on how long it took it, but brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. Maureen, you want to finish this off here?
Just beyond words, thank you so much. And I'm going to keep going at this too. And I'm imagining colors. How can I put the color contrasts into it? Have you done a color one?
I did. This one was the color, and I don't know why. It's green, and I just think I wanted something close to black, but not black. And, so I just chose this one. And what I will tell you is that I liked the pencil version better. Somehow when I did the colors, it just anchored it in the 2D-ish. And then with this one, there's just, I don't know what it is. It stays a little bit more dimensional for me. So just out of curiosity. So, but I want to see it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll play with it. I just love color, but this is just a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. And it strikes me too that it's the end of the year, and these are tools to go on with. So goodness only knows what sort of tools the Tesseract is going to be, but it's here with us now. So I'm just open to it, and it's just so much fun. It's just, I love drawing these lines. It's wonderful.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I
Thank
do
you all.
worry.
It's wonderful. And Marla, your light's still there. We've gone through the change of time, and the light's still there.
Okay, I want to show
Yeah.
more. I just want to show Maureen because we did this together.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the crop circles. I don't know, Maureen, did you?
Gorgeous one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, oh God, it looks like a calendar or something.
There's a binary code, then that's the wormhole. Oh, and you did a little spiral in there. I love that. Hold it back a little bit. Hold it back a little bit. Yeah, because we can't see. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did these all on my own.
Oh my God, I love them. Those were from our crop circle drawing class, right?
They were.
Right.
Who was Amy was in there, right? So Maureen, you were in there. Everybody was in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you doing another one, Nadi?
I will soon at some point, in the new year. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so beautiful. Hang on.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Aren't they fun?
Oh.
Oh, Maureen, that is spectacular.
It's just such fun to do. I love them.
Yeah. Oh, I love your colors and shading. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, Maureen, that's great.
I didn't realize we were all in the crop circle. We should have done it. Well, I couldn't do the check-in in the beginning because we had to get going.
There's another one. I'm not sure what one that would come from. But...
Oh, yes.
Wow. Hang on.
Starburst. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
beautiful. Look at that center. That is so cool. Oh my God.
Yeah. Cool.
I got this thing about spirals. I want to put spirals all throughout the Metatron's cube as well.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, thank you.
And it's just such a good thing to do. You get out of all the rest of life. It's doing whatever. And I think you're right, Nadi. There's oh, I put a line there and it stays there. I put a color there and it stays there. There's a something that's really calming about it for my nervous system, and at the same time it goes out. So it's a good balance there.
It is a good balance. And I will add, I'm sure that, you know, this is all part of it, but I'm not being lighthearted when I say existential abyss, because I'm a grown woman. What am I doing with an income based in this? Like, and I don't have too many other side hustles, right? It's like, what, you know, okay, I can't not. I mean, that's where it comes down to, is like, I can't not do this, but then, okay, but then to have people like you all to do this with, it's validating that I'm not, you know, the only one who's just into this. And it means so much, you know, because otherwise I'm just doing my thing and out there and being really extraordinary. But, you know, that you guys are all here. I can't tell you how much that means to me. And that is encoded in all of the formations that we've done together, you know, just to, I know I've said it before, but I can't quite communicate because it's been pretty intense lately. So thank you all so much. I feel so blessed to have this time with you. And the crop circles mean even more now, you know, for our heart connection. Let's just take a couple deep breaths together to wind up here. Just to anchor together. Thank you all so much. I don't know if this is the end of the year, and we'll see you again at some point in time. Have a wonderful end of the year.
Thank you all.
Oh,
I love you all.
Thank
you
you
so much.
Bye, ladies.
Okay.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Namaste.
Love you.